He wakes up and realizes he's been reincarnated into a fantasy world. Looking at the candlelit room, he realizes he's in a less advanced fantasy world. Guess I'm rich now. As a baby, he babbles, remembering another reason why he is rich, his beautiful birth mother. After 3 years, he finally leaves his cradle and is tall enough to see outside. Looking outside, the boy says, "Oh," seeing the world he's in. The nanny happily cares for him, his lord, the Grand Duke. He then remembers that his family is very powerful. At 8 years old, he starts sword training. Am I going to learn sword chi and aura too? The Grand Duke's master is the holy knight Sir Gothic. The goddess wills for me to teach him, he thinks pleased. Sir Gothic says to meet you Leon. Leon stares, "HM, holy knight, please take care of me." 14 years pass. "Ugh, that goddamned Gothic macho, this is freaking child abuse," he shouts while running, one more lap. He has to complete quests and training to become a knight of the kingdom. Time to get stronger. Furthermore, as the son of Dragonia, he needed to learn about being a Grand Duke. Leon's training is intense and grueling. "Look at your opponent until the end," Gothic shouts. "If there really is a god, please save me." Leon pants, collapsing near his broken sword. 16 years have passed. He roamed around the world and looks back, it was here somewhere. In order to be acknowledged by the goddess, Leon hears screams and sees orcs raiding the village. If you rack up fame and deeds, the goddess will appear. How ridiculous. Orcs raid and kill the villagers. But there were opportunities to wield my sword, which is why I was concerned. An orc yells, "You trash, how dare you invade." The kingdom had too many enemies. Leon prepares to fight the orcs, his expression fierce. 20 years later, Leon meets the goddess, the son of Wulfric Dragonia, Leon Dragonia. Leon, kneeling before the goddess, accepts her quest. I accept your orders, Ariana." After years of toiling, he finally becomes a holy knight of the goddess. He slayed orcs, tore apart goblins, and slashed away the evil cult. Eventually, he became a war knight of the kingdom and gathers other knights. 35 years have passed since then. I massacred 700,000 orcs, felt so refreshed. The living saint and demigod, Argent Majesty Lionheart, has passed away while battling an archdemon. Thinking about it, the magicians are to blame for Argent Majesty Lionheart's death. Kneeling before the goddess, Leon realizes he is now the holy knight Leon Dragonia. It was honorable but tiring. He transplanted the lion heart from the goddess. And that is how I became the Grand Duke Dragonia and the king of the Lionheart Kingdom. There were 3 great wars with orcs, a weird goblin evolved into an archdemon, and the Empire made things worse. A knight kneels, "Your Majesty." Leon learns that the Empire is enforcing dark magic experimentation. This is because the Empire accepted the Northern cult. The Emperor offers 3 million lives to a higher power. He begs to have his request granted. The Emperor, who once resisted death, sacrifices millions, ending his life and the lives of his subjects. The Lord of Chaos was summoned in the capital. Leon gathered his knights to face the Empire. The Empire, 121 years past. Ruins and death fill the Empire's skyline now. I tried my best, but the world was being destroyed. He holds a torn doll, unable to save anyone. "Lord Leon, Sir Aaron, you can be proud, your father died with honor." Leon responds somberly, "Yes." "Ah, goddess, all troops look in front of you. Their enemies are trembling with fear. The women mourn their losses, youths gather their strength, and knights prepare for war. Do you hear the sound of those who violate everything?" Leon rages, filled with rage, he shouts to the heavens. "Be enraged at those fools who are deceived with victory. Leon's first knight will not be able to stop the evil spreading far beyond the horizon. Remember, as long as we have honor, we will not lose." "Goddess, my goddess," Leon shouts, "what action will this knight take?" "For the goddess," he declares atop his armored horse. "My knight, my beloved, honored knight. A fire is... Your goddess will be with you until the end," Leon remembers. He rallies all troops for Lionheart. Charge. That winter, a final battle against billions of devils who filled the earth. The barbarian slaves are used as shields, while knights die alongside the glorious knights. I alone defeated the demons until the end. Leon is covered in blood, his sword gleaming with power. I tore apart countless demon lords and archdemons. Leon yells, showing them the power of the holy. 217 years had passed. Winter still had yet to end as Leon fights. 256 years later, the battle continues with a massive blast of energy. I destroyed the last remaining demon gate, he proclaims, nowhere for you to escape. You are now stuck here with me in this world, I will kill every last one of you, the demons shout. Leon is enraged, finally pushed over the edge after seeing the devastation. You fucking bastards. 300 years have passed since the battle, but the demons still haven't been fully eradicated. Demons scream as they are eradicated. Someone shouts, "Hurry, are you all right?" Leon asks, what happened? The archdemon is defeated in one slash. A voice booms, "Rise, courageous one. Now is not the time to fall. Rise and fight," he says, mustering his remaining strength. The title card appears, The Night King Who Returned with a God, Chapter 10. Then the team stands on a grassy plain. Let's introduce ourselves first, someone suggests. First, a man states his position is Daler. Then the next introduces himself as Shin Ti-hoon, using a shield and spear. The man asks if they have ever been to a training center. Another replies they spent 3 months at one. Someone yells they're absolute newbies. An older man introduces himself as O Gangti, who has been awakened for 5 years. His weapon is a gauntlet. The newest member breathes a sigh of relief, preparing to show his ability. The blonde-haired man asks, the foreign laborer, can you speak Korean? The blonde man states firmly, I do not fight. Apologizing, he adds that dragon-slaying swords can't kill chickens. The older man states the test, hunt 50 kobolds. He warns them that gnolls can also appear. If it's dangerous, he will step in. Shin Ti-hoon wonders this test. Will it be okay, as the group looks around the Hanam Plains? Someone asks if the foreign laborer brought a weapon. The group stares at him in disbelief. The foreigner asks if they want him to use the bow like a king. They insist he gives it back later. Someone yells, "Kayag my bow," after the foreign laborer used it. A man asks, "What are you doing?" The older man wipes sweat, looking worried. He says, "Everyone, I know of a location, why don't we go there to hunt?" The older man replies that he's fine with the hunting location. Disung notes there was a settlement at the end of the terrain. Someone states it's unwise to go to the settlement with their small group. It would be easy to get surrounded. Someone shouts that they can easily kill the cave kobolds. Another says, as expected of an experienced person. He recalls studying hard to enter high-rank gates, but he only entered one. Now he needs a promotion. The older man thinks, how long will I be in D rank? The man yells to Shin Ti-hoon that kobolds are coming. The kobolds come crashing out of the cave. KRR, they screech in fury. Gnolls charge out of the cave. Someone yells at Shin Ti-hoon to block with his shield. He replies with a quick, okay. A gnoll's head explodes in a shower of gore. Someone mutters, they're stupid. Shin Ti-hoon braces with his shield. Shin Ti-hoon declares blocking is easy if they run at him in a straight line. Someone yells in warning for their Opa. Shin Ti-hoon is surprised as a gnoll leaps toward him. Suddenly it explodes, surprising the group. Someone screams Ti-hoon SSI as a gnoll roars in Shin Ti-hoon's face. Someone yells, don't let your guard down, they may be weak but they're fast. Shin Ti-hoon gets ambushed by a gnoll. Another gnoll screams as it charges toward Shin Ti-hoon. This time, O Gangti protects him, exploding the creature with his gauntlet. The older man shouts, great, there are only a few left, let's keep going, good work. The man who lost his bow says, sorry, I made a mistake. Shin Ti-hoon replies, it's okay, it's your first time. 2 gnolls lie dead with arrows sticking out of them. Someone says, Nayan SSI killed 2-2. The older man praises, good job everyone. Shin Ti-hoon thinks to himself, I can do it. The group wonders why the foreign laborer did nothing during the fight. He simply replies. On the phone, someone asks if it's okay that he was spectating the hunt from the back. He replies, I'll take it into account. The group decides to go further inside the cave. They will get there soon. The group is moving. Someone shouts, it's there. The group approaches the cave entrance. Someone suggests making a fire like they mentioned before. They step on dry leaves. The blonde man looks down at a small fire, questioning if that's really the best they can do. Someone crouches and apologizes for the poor fire. The blonde man asks if that's really the best they can do. The older man thinks their progress is not bad but wonders. The blonde man looks down at the group. He thinks, how can they depend on experience when they don't have it? He scoffs. The older man says everyone gather around, kobolds inside will come out soon. Someone replies, ah okay. Someone yells that the kobolds are coming. The group braces for a fight in the cave. The gnolls crash into the group, weapons raised. Kyarog, someone screams, it's time, someone yells now. Shin Nayan throws her spear, impaling a charging gnoll. The gnoll screeches as it collapses. A kobold screams as it gets hit. The man grins, thinking I knew it. From above, the group decimates the kobolds. Someone yells that they are taking them all down. Kyarog. Someone notes, if we get a bunch of kobolds here and gnolls out there. The older man realizes something is wrong. He exclaims, this growl, a gnoll captain, a large gnoll appears. Someone realizes the gnoll captain is the Soul Station gate boss. The captain is rank C or above. A man looks up in terror as the monstrous gnoll captain appears above him. Why did it have to appear now? The title shows the Night King who returned with a god, chapter 11. The menacing creature roars, shaking the ground. Section Chief Kim shouts Disung's name in terror. A archer yells to attack. He and Ti-hoon will take on the gnoll captain. Two men charge forward, dodging attacks. It's suicide for D-ranks. I'll trust Ti-hoon to hold out. Disung chokes back a scream, staring at the gnoll captain's glowing red eyes. The captain looms over him. Disung coughs up blood. He shouts Shin Ti-hoon's name, hoping he's okay. Section Chief Kim urges Disung to get it together. The gnoll captain swings his weapon down on the D-rank. Disung screams, unable to block the gnoll captain's attack in his weakened state. Section Chief Kim screams Ti-hoon's name, desperate. Damn it! The hunter Disung cries out in pain as he's hit. Section Chief Kim angrily wonders why the association employee isn't helping. You promised you'd help when things got dangerous. Section Chief Kim yells, damn it. He's furious at their current situation. The shield blocks the gnoll captain's attack. Section Chief Kim yells at Ti-hoon to get back. The gnoll captain roars in anger, ready to end the fight. The captain is confused that his attack has been blocked. KRR, he growls at the shiny shield. Disung screams in pain. Ti-hoon glares in anger, charging forward. I won't let you die. The gnoll captain roars, frustrated that the shield blocked his attack. He is ready to kill. The gnoll captain roars Qog, but Shin Ti-hoon's shield shimmers, deflecting the attack. Kim thinks to himself if he can block the attack, he needs Ti-hoon. He thinks, well, not too bad. A blue aura appears around his fingers, ready to strike. The gnoll captain says, try again. Disung is shocked at the words. Disung wonders if Ti-hoon blocked the attack with one finger. Ti-hoon demands he raise his shield and fight. Disung is dazed after the attack. Ti-hoon yells at him to get up and block. Ti-hoon tells him to block and counterattack, hurrying Disung up. Section Chief Kim is shocked. He sees the dangerous situation. The gnoll captain says being a Templar is an honor, even for peasants. Ti-hoon looks at the gnoll captain, wondering what he did wrong. He realizes he needs to survive. The gnoll captain roars again, saliva flying from his mouth. Ti-hoon's eyes widen slightly, lost in thought. The gnoll captain thinks the rabid dog has a death wish. Ti-hoon prepares to fight. The gnoll captain whimpers, scared. KRR, he thinks, looking at Ti-hoon. Ti-hoon glares, determined. He thinks, what's with this bastard? The gnoll captain is confused. The gnoll captain's attack is powerful. Ti-hoon grits his teeth. I almost dropped my shield. The gnoll captain yells, fool. He states you should not fight strength with strength. Ti-hoon is reckless. The mysterious man thinks Ti-hoon needs to deflect attacks and look for an opening. He questions how he defends. Disung screams out in pain, wondering what he's supposed to do. Ti-hoon barely blocked the attack. I would have died blocking that head-on. A voice echoes in Ti-hoon's mind, telling him to focus and use his potential. You can do better. A mysterious man says, do better. Ti-hoon wonders, I have potential. He wonders if he can even block attacks from the gnoll captain. It's impossible. The gnoll captain is intimidating. There's no way I'll suddenly, Ti-hoon thinks, but I feel like. Ti-hoon stares down the gnoll captain, determined. I can do it this time. Ti-hoon thinks to himself, I can do it. He steels himself ready to defend. Above the attack, thoughts echo, I can do it. Shin Ti-hoon is blocking. The Knoll captain's weapon clashes against Ti-hoon's shield, sending sparks flying. Ti-hoon strains to hold his ground. Ti-hoon is surprised he managed to block the attack. I blocked it. Ti-hoon is shocked that he blocked the attack. He thinks I did it. Disung is knocked away by the Knoll captain's attack, falling. Section Chief Kim scolds someone for not seeing the whole picture. A voice says, you have a long way to go. We see Disung's D-rank stats. An information bubble appears. Did you know? It reads to the viewers. Suddenly the mysterious man's face is revealed. Haha, I used this bewitching mask to disguise my face and body. I guess it was pointless. The Korean Hunter Association president asks if he got what he wanted. Somewhat. The association president states there's no need to be anxious. He is staying. He continues to talk. The mysterious man thinks it might have been a C-rank boss monster. You dirty bastard. The association president asks, how long do you intend to stare at my esteemed face? The mysterious man scoffs, saying, something like that isn't even worth being a toy. The mysterious man thinks fame is important to build an organization. He mentions a red gate in Cheongju. A destroyed landscape is shown, implying that no one has cleared it for a year. A man with blonde hair and glasses is displayed along with the title card. The Cheongju Sports Complex gate appeared when the KPP Guild raided it, an ominous sign. A knight observes the complex, another approaches him saying, Hunim, this place is. He replies, I know. The knight is stunned by the scene before him, a modern city, a gate of the future world. His companion agrees, stating, Guildmaster, this is more cyberpunk. The knight sighs, looking over the scene before him. The knight considers the situation. He proposes, let's use that building over there as our base. He states that the building is high up and they'll have a good view. The knight asks Hoyal, can you see anything? His companion replies, there isn't anything at all. I don't see them either. Strange, Hoyal replies, equally confused. No people or monsters in this big city. The armored knight surveys the desolate city. He thinks, it's good we're not facing an army. We've entered the gate, he says. We need an expedition team to map this jagged spinner. Suddenly a knight with glowing eyes appears. He announces, area. The knight, bloodied and shocked, cries out, Hansu Hyung, in disbelief. The knights are under attack. We're being shot at, one cries out in distress. An automated turret scans the area. Find cover, someone yells. Knights are shot down in the city. The knights are thrown back by the explosion. They scream in pain amidst the rubble. Even Hansu Hyung, an A-rank tanker, couldn't react, one knight thinks. What is this monster? Shit, we're all gonna die at this rate. Have you found the enemy's location? Someone cries out. The building begins to collapse. Hurry outside, someone yells. Vice Guildmaster, what about the Guildmaster's corpse? Hyuri, go ahead and check the exit. The archer acknowledges the order, quickly. I think the exit's safe, someone yells. An archer falls in the distance. Huh. Someone feels an itch on their neck. A strange red glow surrounds them. Two mysterious figures walk forward amidst the destruction. Hyuri, a wounded knight, asks, shocked. A mysterious voice asks, wires. The modern city is filled with strange, glowing wires. A knight yells in frustration, covered in dirt and blood, we have to get out of here. Imbue your weapons with mana to cut through. The wires are normal, a voice says. Suddenly, a mechanical spider appears. It scans the area, seemingly searching for its next victim. The mechanical spider locks on. The hunt begins. Where can the knights hide now? The knight is shocked. He screams in pain, surrounded by debris and dust. The explosion rocks the area. Knights are screaming in pain. The floor begins to crack and crumble. Hyuk, the knight, coughs up blood amidst the destruction. He screams in agony. The knight, covered in dust and blood, looks up. Show yourself, you piece of shit. The knight sees the machine, a robot. He wonders what this could possibly mean. The knight recognizes it. It's you, your jagged spinner. If you have this, you'd be able to fight even if you're out of ammo, no. You monstrous bastard, you killed my... The knight yells in rage. A laser is charging up to fire. The screen displays the message, protect this city. The Cheongju Gate raid had no survivors. He sighs in relief. Another knight observes, the weather here is just as shit. The knight instructs, let's not enter the city. Jagged Spinner appears the deeper we are. The remaining knights are either dead or injured, with a few still standing. The Cheongju Sports Complex gate personnel are displayed, Golden Lion and Magic Tower. The Cheongju Gate's 4th raid team has set up their base camp. The team wonders what is wrong, as the situation seems to be progressing too smoothly. Hari's expression reveals her anxiousness. To be honest, she starts to explain. Leon explains the best-case scenario is the king not having to step in. Hari responds, but then he won't gain fame. Leon explains that if the king doesn't intervene, it's a good sign. Hari asks what a king's duty is. Hari is lost in her thoughts. She remembers each time he stepped in. Hari is lost in her thoughts, recalling, it was only when the attacks couldn't be blocked. He questions if they understand the implications of the King of Lionheart having to step in. It's a shame to the knights. A hand clenches in frustration. The text explains that the situation is serious. Hari thinks to herself that it seems she must step in again. Someone comments that the raid team includes an S-rank Hwang Jumcheol and a mage. Another is skeptical about hunters. Someone questions if the outskirts of the city are truly safe from the upcoming dangers. The mechanical spider stands in the room. A voice scoffs at their confidence. Someone scoffs at the team's ability to analyze and respond. Hari wonders about his intent. The mechanical spider states that a general knows how to respond. It sees no pattern. The mechanical spider begins to comment on the new intruder. This Jagged Spinner is. An explosion erupts as someone cries out, questioning what is happening to them. The mechanical spider mutters an apology before declaring, this is my end. It makes one final request. The Jagged Spinner activates its last order protocol and scans the room. The mechanical spider unleashes a devastating attack as someone screams in terror. It's Jagged Spinner. Someone yells, take cover. A mechanical click echoes as the city is mapped with lethal precision. Electricity crackles as the Jagged Spinner unleashes the full force of its attack. The Jagged Spinner unleashes a beam of energy, obliterating everything in its path. The Jagged Spinner's attack hits its mark, causing a knight to scream out. The knight is thrown back, his face contorted in pain from the blast. A blue energy swirls with intensity. Shit, an onlooker exclaims, realizing the gravity of the situation. A warrior cries out, what kind of monster is that? Unidentified signals show life response is 23% lost. The Jagged Spinner is charging to 48%. A voice booms, filled with rage, die. The strange knight swings his weapon at the Jagged Spinner. He moves quickly to strike the machine. The mechanical spider's joints are damaged. It announces a change in priority, the destruction of the intruder. It's too late. The strange knight smirks, calling out Jumsoon. He continues, I told you. A booming voice yells not to call Megumsoon. An explosion follows. With its joints damaged, the Jagged Spinner hears a voice saying, you did well. A figure emerges declaring, I will take it from here. Jagged Spinner is on overload. The mechanical spider loses its radar system. It must resort to other means. Someone yells, look at it, it's running, chase it. The Jagged Spinner turns and attempts to flee. The chaos is unleashed as someone shouts, stop it. As another yells out in pain, a man prepares, I'll activate the distortion field. An enormous explosion erupts, consuming everything in its wake. The strange knight's attack has connected. A curved weapon strikes the Jagged Spinner. Someone notes that the bullets are being curved by Gil Tisung's magic tool. The system detects an abnormal phenomenon as the Jagged Spinner begins maintenance operation. The Jagged Spinner marks the team's locations. Analysis complete. It opens fire, striking one team member. The team is shocked by the Jagged Spinner's ability. One person wonders aloud about what they are facing. The team cries out in disbelief as the attack connects. Someone yells to turn off the distortion field. It's too hard to predict the bullets. Someone yells that they'll turn it off. Charge it once the force field is off. Someone mutters one, they begin to realize that's, as they panic. Someone yells, everyone stop. The team looks on with confusion, wondering what this command means. Strange lasers surround the city. As the team notices the lasers, someone wonders, wires, it wasn't just running away. How did it set all this up? The jagged spinner focuses its remaining firepower. As its systems charge, someone cries out in despair, enno. An onlooker wonders how this could happen. The team realizes they were gathered because of the field. It was a mistake. They can't dodge. The jagged spinner completes its charging cycle as it prepares to unleash another devastating attack. The team suddenly wonders what that tapping sound is. Then they look up in shock. The group sees something unexpected, a horse. A man begins to speak, it's been a while. The strange knight looks at his horse and calls him, my old sworn friend. The team looks on as the strange knight rides his horse towards the jagged spinner. The strange knight yells, warriors, listen up. His bravery is a force to be reckoned with, charging into danger on his steed. The knight declares he bestows the glory and honor of a duel. He grants permission to fight him. Warrior. He acknowledges the hero's courage, praising him for his bravery against impossible odds. He grants him the honor of a duel. He grants the hero royal permission to fight. The machine starts charging up a railgun. The railgun powers up, labeling the hero a threat. Let us run, the hero shouts, mounting his steed. The horse rears as they begin to move. A digital fire command appears. But the hero is completely unfazed by the railgun's attack. The hero continues to flee on his horse, narrowly dodging the energy blast from the railgun. The hero and his steed are engulfed in a vibrant blue aura. He is able to resist, his eyes glow with power. The explosion sends debris flying. The spider machine is completely destroyed. Amidst the destruction, the hero is shocked. What's going on? Debris and shrapnel rain down around him. The jagged spinner's AI couldn't comprehend the situation. Phenomenon is what the machine calls the hero's resilience. That was the machine's evaluation. But 3 seconds earlier, the hero creates a thin barrier. 2 seconds earlier, the railgun's bullet hits. An unusual pattern is recorded. 1 second earlier, the hero's sword creates some type of energy barrier. The railgun bullet was deflected without a clash or block, simply deflected. Knights Templar use this miracle-like skill, almost as if it were second nature. The caption appears, Divine Law, Blessing of the Arrow Shield. The hero is still standing. The panel explains the arrow shield skill. It can deflect long-range attacks a single time. Above the chaos and destruction, words echo, no matter what. Ignoring the data, the hero gallops towards the spinner with a determined gaze. Despite the damage, the spider machine is still functional. It continues to crackle. The spinner increases the threat level, now rated as level 5. Leave the battlefield, the machine commands. The jagged spinner states the hero ran away, but seems to have not processed what just happened. With the arrow shield active, he and his horse are unscathed amongst debris. Yappy, you need to protect this place. A mechanical spider is seen, red eye glowing fiercely. Don't let anyone approach it. The system reports the spider machine's heavy arms are unable to fire anymore. Temporary waste disposal. The machine systems are still running. It needs a wire cutter and joint support is severely unbalanced. The spinner begins modulating new attacks. An excited yappy is heard somewhere in the distance. A voice echoes, thanking the hero for protecting the city. The jagged spinner completes its strategic modulation. The system highlights the location as Chengju Sports Complex Gate, Block B, mission resumption possible. From above, armed figures descend from the buildings and head towards the spinner. The team pauses. 250 meters ahead across the street, a machine gun is visible. It's him. Long-range fighters go to the building across from the jagged spinner. Team is trying to strategize. But above all the debris, the sky turns red. What the hell is going on? The hero exclaims. The hero sees a shadow looming over him. Over there, he shouts, readying his sword. Furious, the hero lets out a roar, ready to slice the spider machine. You gross spider bastard. He's confused, it should have hit. I swear it was here, he thinks. The walls around the hero are shattered. The impact echoes through the Chengju Sports Complex Gate. The jagged spinner system reports, the removal of 5 unidentified beings complete. The machine begins to power up again. A civilian flees, shouting, "I don't want to die," as a spider machine labels him as a remaining organism. The hero screams out in pain, he's been hit. He clutches his head, staggering backwards. A civilian begs for mercy. The jag spinner watches as the unidentified black shape begins to move forward. A sharp sound cuts through the air. The spider machine begins firing at an unseen target. "Yappy, did you know, like everyone else, I'm going to be buried here soon? I will forever be a part of this city." The figure pauses. "Will you protect the city too?" The jagged spinner shifts priorities, now aiming to completely eliminate the invaders. The jagged spinner is overriding itself. It no longer cares about logic or reason. The hero is very confused. The hero is blasted by an unseen attack. Is it letting me live?" The man looks shocked, yelling that Gil Tisung thinks the machine is tired. The men observe the surprisingly clean cemetery. "I guess it has its limits too," one remarks. Energy beams tear through buildings. The jagged spinner continues its onslaught across the city. The jag spinner reports the squad leader's team is retreating. They agree this place is unpleasant and plan to leave. The jagged spinner decides its final decision: protect the citizens even if they're dead. Energy crackles around the jagged spinner. It continues to power up. The machine reports 49 enemies left. Level 5 threat, full health, resuming the battle. The machine speaks, "So you were here." It is surrounded by sparks. Leon demands a fair fight, but his enemy is too cowardly to oblige. An automated turret suddenly opens fire upon him. Leon's chivalry won't let him break. The knight raises his sword, ready to meet the attack. Leon sighs, his chivalry is wasted on his robotic enemy. Automated turrets open fire, lasers cutting the air. The automated turret locks on, the mechanical eye glinting. A hail of bullets rips through the air. Leon activates Divine Law, creating an arrow shield. The turret analyzes the shield, detecting an anomaly. Leon turns his back to the turret. He's confident in his defenses. The automated turret fires upon Leon. Bullets rain down, but he remains unfazed. Leon steps forward with great power. He smiles with dark satisfaction as he faces the wreckage of the destroyed turret. The wreckage explodes. The automated turret wonders Kirik as it comes crashing down. Another automated turret descends, laser sights burning red. It prepares to fire on Leon. The remaining turret blares its alarm. Leon charges forward, his blade radiating with power. Leon raises his sword again. The remaining turret locks on, its red laser fixed. The turret can't process the situation. It faces Leon in utter confusion. The mysterious figure smirks, "Stallion, the enemy wants to play hide and seek with us." The automated turrets open fire from above, illuminating the darkness with destruction. The remaining turrets unleash a storm of firepower. Explosions rock the area. The turret analyzes Leon, its systems overwhelmed. Incomprehensible, how can a human be so fast? Another wave of automated turrets descend. They lock onto Leon, preparing to unleash another storm of fire. Mass attack is commencing. Leon shouts the name Stallion with great fury. Stallion suddenly cries out a loud neigh. Leon is shocked by the sudden outburst. Stallion seems to be communicating telepathically. Leon calms his horse, patting its neck in assurance. Leon smirks, impressed with the turret's attempt. Meanwhile, another turret descends to hunt Leon down. Leon stomps on the ground as his foot makes contact. The automated turret opens fire. The turrets fire, the bullets fly through the air with alarming speed. The bullets fly through the air. Stallion and Leon charge through the hail of bullets. Leon's attack hits the turret. The machine explodes in a burst of sparks. Stallion's hooves meet the ground with explosive force. Leon prepares to charge. The rocks shake violently. Leon shouts, "Stallion," with all of his might. Rocks explode under Stallion's hooves, sending debris flying through the air. The ground crumbles under Leon's weight, energy crackling around his feet. Stallion leaps forward with incredible speed, charging towards the structure ahead. The automated turret has only 68 rounds left. It unleashes everything at once in a final burst. Leon charges, his sword gleaming. He is engulfed in the explosion. Leon is engulfed by flames. the shockwaves throwing the remaining turret into disarray. Leon shouts glory to the Lionhearts as golden power erupts around him. Leon unleashes a torrent of golden energy, destroying everything in its path. Dust and debris explode outwards from the turret's remains in a grand spectacle. The wrecked turret falls in pieces. Leon stands triumphant, ready for the next attack. The turret is destroyed, a message flashes, lethal damage received and operation limit surpassed. Yappy is heard. A voice booms claiming something sealed should never be released. The turret begins to self-detonate. The notification reads detonation of all explosives for landfill facilities. A mysterious voice is heard. Leon looks up, illuminated by a golden light. What is about to happen? A massive explosion erupts, dwarfing the surrounding landscape. Is this the end? JS-10253 awakens inside an oily storage container. The jagged spinner activates. An automated voice booms, carry out your duty before being cut off by destruction. The automated turret lies still and wrecked, KRRR. The oily storage container lies broken and in flames. It releases smoke and sparks, no longer a threat. The wreckage screams and sputters. It had only one goal. The battle continues. A wave of mechanical spiders emerges to support its allies and protect the city. The jagged spinners arrive to protect the city, becoming heroes to the people. The jagged spinners became a symbol of hope and knights of steel. The jagged spinners, including number 10,253, were remodeled, but to what purpose? The jagged spinners protected the city under the commander, but who sent them? The jagged spinners continued to protect, even amongst fire. The mechanical spiders attack, firing on their enemy. The turret cries out. Its final request is granted through ultimate destruction. The last remaining turret receives its final order, protect the city. The mysterious dark sphere radiates with intense energy. No one could approach that. With the city now under threat, a monstrous figure is preparing to move, ready to protect. More jagged spinners emerge, their mission clear, protect the city at all costs. With the turret destroyed, the system says protected. Leon stands amongst the rubble, noting, well, blessing. Leon realizes what the turrets were guarding, the dark sphere pulsating with energy. Leon activates the Jewel of Wisdom, the object looking unnatural to his own eyes. Leon approaches the dark sphere, his sword radiating intense golden light. Leon surveys the wreckage, questioning, are you still trying to fight? How long have you been protecting this place? Leon's mind flickers to a voice, questioning how long he fought alone as a devoted knight. The jagged spinner lies in pieces. Leon raises his sword, declaring a sacred oath. Leon's sword shines brightly. Cracks appear in the ground below as if something ancient is awakening. Leon gazes at the dark sphere. It's pulsating with ominous energy. Something powerful is now awakened. The two figures stroll down the hallway. I see, one comments, you destroyed the jewel. The other asks, are you complaining? Haha, no. The older man states it was the king's right to destroy the jewel. He adds, don't be disappointed, it was poison. The younger man is shocked, poison. A demonic figure looms behind him holding a red orb. In other words, the narrator says, it's an item of a demon. The jewel grants wishes but demands payment like feeding a beast. It tempts humans. The jewel is a trap. It makes people lose their humanity to become a demon. Have they been found elsewhere too? The men worry. One man says they should tell the US government immediately. Another says, but. The man asks where the affected person is resting. The room ahead seems like some sort of laboratory. They arrive at a lab. The Jewel of Wisdom is in pieces on a pedestal. Yes, safe and sound, a man says. Science team observes the scene. One man asks, what do you want to do? After a moment of thought, he replies solemnly. He continues, saying the person needs to be blessed before any examination. Ooh. With a golden cup in hand, the man solemnly states, loyal knight, may you rest. The blessing radiates outward, a powerful, cleansing light. The team looks on, hoping for the best. Suddenly, a surge of energy explodes outward. The person on the bed wakes up startled. Ooh. He pauses, sensing something is amiss. Jagged spinner is moving. He pauses, Jag spinner begins to whir to life, metal grinding against metal. The man analyzes the situation. This energy is divine power. There's no energy source. He guesses the blessing made a miracle. The jagged spinner emits a blinding flash as it begins to react. Wires spark and glow as the machine awakens. A robotic voice echoes from the machine, Kirik. The jagged spinner has fully awakened. The man contemplates. I see, if it's you, the goddess would choose you. He raises his sword. A blinding light surrounds him, the sword reacting to his awakened state. Kirik. The team is shocked as the energy surges. What is that? They exclaim, staring at the jagged spinner. His eyes glow as he grips the sword, a radiant light shining brightly. Everyone scatters as power erupts from the awakened jagged spinner. An explosion follows. A surge of power emanates from the woman. Ariana, Kirik says to the woman. The light fades as a man looks on, stunned by the display of power. Wow. The man notices the shift. What's going on, he thinks, stunned by the power. A man present in the room realizes Ariana is no mere mortal. She's something divine. A towering figure of light descends, dear goddess Ariana. A voice whispers, Lionheart, my first night. A solemn figure appears, hands clasped in prayer. Tell me, what is it? A man thinks about jagged spinner. To all knights, a voice booms out. He's a knight who deserves your care. A solemn voice echoes, he has not fulfilled my quest. He has not proved his honor. The goddess says, I guarantee it as your first knight. Another wonders about his destiny. The goddess thinks to herself, then there's no need for me to further look into it. A goddess's voice echoes, calling the hero to arms. Otherworld steel knight, will you sing justice? The goddess's voice echoes, you're full of honor and knowledge, but your heart is that of a child. The goddess asks for his help. A voice booms, then you too shall be a knight. A tear slides down his face. Kirik. The jagged spinner begins moving once again, but for what reason? Jagged spinner speaks, calling out Kirik's name as it powers up further. Decoding starts to reveal more. The jagged spinner finishes decoding. It identifies a threat. Check, demon, attack. The jagged spinner steadies itself, ready for action. Good plan, goddess Ariana thinks to herself. It responds, all right, sir jagged spinner. A figure of light surrounds the jagged spinner. The machine glows. As long as you are loyal and supportive of my first knight, I will be with you in glory. The Grail Knight is being granted light and justice. What will happen next? The title card reads, Grail Knight, Jag Spinner 10,253, the Night King who returned with a god. In a panic, a figure utters, I'm sorry, great being, at USA's Magic Tower. A voice booms, disappointed. I taught you wisdom and truth, yet you disappoint me. Reynold Sherman apologizes but claims he could do nothing. He explains that Leon was unexpected. You're tainting my ears. That Leon Servi, the voice exclaims in disbelief. Another voice asks, what the F asterisk CK did you say? Sorry. Someone yells to turn on the news. Another says, why yes, great being, news is being broadcasted. A transmission plays showing the King of Lionheart. I am the King of Lionheart. Reynold is shocked, recognizing someone as a hidden figure renounces him. Jagged Spinner calls out to Kirik in disbelief, questioning if he is his master. Reynold, holding the orb, screams, Master. A demonic energy surges around him. He's in immense pain. The jewel is being held by someone with an unsettling look. The jewel never spoke again. We are shown the Naju Plains, the temporary branch location for the Pantheon Guild. An employee frantically yells, demanding the video be taken down, to the confusion of others. Taking a break, an employee is offered barley tea. After downing the entire glass, another employee is met with a resounding no. His anxiety is palpable, and he clutches the glass tighter, thinking about the video. The man is shocked, sweat dropping down his face. He repeats the name, that killing machine made that video. A robotic spider furiously types on a laptop screen, labeled as skilled, causing many to wonder, how? It's confirmed that the blessed rice from Naju Plains can cure diseases. But what happens when the world finds out? A menacing figure declares that the world will come for the rice. The speaker warns the Naju Plains will soon be overrun with formidable thieves. They'll need to wait until sowing is permitted. The man says there is no need to worry, certain of his guild's laws and systems. He finishes his drink. The man, pausing with his cup, responds to the warning with, "Sorry, the goddess plantation." Sweat beads on his brow as he wonders, how is he so confident? An anonymous requester sends a message to secure the seeds and burn the rice fields in Naju Plains. A mysterious figure speaks, their plan is simple: secure the seeds and set fire to Naju Plains. The demonic Viper squad is ready to carry out their order: burn the fields. The squad moves through the tall grass, their figures barely visible in the night. They are headed to Naju Plains. One of the Viper squad members is shocked. "Hyungnim, it's a person," he gasps. A scarecrow stands tall in the field, unsettling the Viper squad member further. An ominous figure stands atop the scarecrow. A squad member nervously apologizes after being scolded. "It's just a scarecrow, you idiot." The squad member nervously says, That's strange, I thought I saw it moving." Another coldly responds, "It's the wind." The Viper squad member feels creeped out as he stares into the field. Another member sees multiple figures. The Viper squad is surrounded by menacing scarecrows under the pale moonlight. An ominous aura looms nearby. The squad leader yells at the frightened Viper squad member for being scared of scarecrows. The leader commands his squad to ignore the scarecrow and focus on burning the fields quickly. Securing the seeds is top priority. Boxes filled with seeds are being thrown around. One says, "Is that all?" They decide to keep some seeds as they look at Mansu and Jinti. The Viper squad member mutters in confusion, Where did the two of them go?" He realizes, they were right behind me the entire time." The Viper squad member realizes Doosan is gone. Where did he go? The Viper squad member's fear intensifies. He mutters, "Hey, these scarecrows." The night feels eerily quiet. The Viper squad member is terrified and wonders, were they always this close to us? Doosan reappears behind the Viper squad member. His creepy scarecrow appearance induces cold sweat. Doosan's back faces us as he disappears into the darkness of the rice field. The Viper squad member curses loudly after seeing Doosan's frightening scarecrow-like appearance. Suddenly, the Viper squad member yells, pointing back at the scarecrow, Hyungnim, these things are really moving." The Viper squad realizes these are not ordinary scarecrows, but monsters. The Viper squad is in a panic. "Hyungnim, what do we do? These are monsters." The Viper squad is surrounded by an army of sentient, murderous scarecrows. There isn't even a dungeon break. A startled hand reaches out from the tall grass in the rice field. The Viper squad member is even more frightened. Hyungnim, what are they?" Another yells, "I haven't seen this in a gate." The Viper squad leader sees the message, confirming his suspicions of a trap. A Viper squad member yells out to his leader, noticing something further in the plains. "Isn't that the silo?" The Viper squad leader yells to transport the rice, believing they'll get rich. The leader confidently states the monsters are confined to the field. He orders his squad to move, heading to the storage area. An explosion erupts as one squad member screams in terror. What is happening in the Naju Plains? The Viper squad member screams, noticing one of his squad mates is lying on the ground. Why are their mines set up here? KIRIK questions who would set the mines. What? A sudden realization dawns. The system states unqualified human entry verified. The Viper squad has breached the base. The Viper squad member exclaims, "Why's that here?" "That's from the Cheongju gate." A jagged spinner appears. The crackling sound of the fields burning can be heard in the distance. The Viper squad members are tied up like scarecrows with doctrines of life and fertility posted beside them. A sign reads, "The most important one, thieves die." The Viper squad is arrested. The man assures the other that the association will help as much as possible. He asks them to wait. The man sips his drink. "I see, I'm sure you have your own rules, I get it." He responds with a question, "The goddess plantation cannot be stolen by anyone, sorry." Sweat drips from his face as he wonders, how is he so confident? The man confirms the rice grain was real. He reads the message, secure the seeds and burn the rice fields. He expected more security. The group states that there is nothing. They will get the seeds and set fire to the fields. The leader of Viper Squad orders his team, We've been paid gasoline tanks. The mercenaries creep through the Hanam Plains' blessed rice fields, swords drawn. They are on a mission to destroy. A mercenary gasps, sensing a presence nearby. Hyung Nim, it's a person, he exclaims in alarm. The mercenary questions what he sees. A scarecrow, he asks, confused and cautious. The other mercenary scolds him, it's just a scarecrow, you idiot. The first mercenary stutters, apologizing in fear. But as the mercenary calms down, the scarecrow crackles with strange energy, ominously close. A mercenary is nervous, calling out to his leader about too many enemies. The scarecrow emits a dark aura, its presence overwhelming as it looms over the mercenaries. The leader shouts, questioning how a demonic human can be scared of scarecrows. The masked leader of Viper Squad orders, enough nonsense, sense the wind, burn the largest area, get the seeds. The leader scoffs at the scarecrow's power, kicking a gas tank. He commands, Mansu and Jinti, you two. The leader wonders where Mansu and Jinti are. Suddenly, he realizes they are right behind him. The leader, now in a panic, wonders where Doosan went. The leader pauses, beads of sweat form as he thinks, hey, these scarecrows. The leader questions how he missed them, asking were they always this close to us. The leader feels a cold sweat. He looks up at the menacing scarecrow, its presence suffocating. With an ominous aura, dark shadows swarm the mercenaries, engulfing their vision. He yells in terror, fuck. The scarecrow emanates a chilling presence, its aura causing the mercenaries to panic. Another mercenary screams for his leader as one of them is flung into the air. These things are really moving. The leader and mercenaries realize those aren't regular scarecrows, but terrifying monsters. The mercenary shouts to his leader, desperate for guidance, Hyung Nim, what do we do? The narrator says there wasn't even a dungeon break before this happened. The ground shakes as the figure rises, a mysterious force awakens. A mercenary cries out, asking what those things are. Another admits to never seeing them before, even in gates. The leader reads the message, secure the seeds and burn the rice fields again. A mercenary shouts for his leader to wait, realizing they've reached the silo. Far away, the Viper Squad leader declares that they've found the silo. The leader of Viper Squad says that the monsters are restricted. He shouts, let's go. An explosion erupts behind the leader. He is struck by a realization, a chilling HIEK escapes his lips. A mercenary cries out for his leader, why are their mines set up here? He's hit a mine, he's angry, who would set up such a trap, KIRIK. The silo's security system activates, unqualified human entry verified. The leader wonders aloud why a Chengju Gate monster is here. A jagged spinner, it must be removed. The crow caws overhead as the silo's security begins its activation sequence. The mercenaries are captured. They are tied up in front of a sign with farming rules. The Viper Squad has been successfully arrested. The sign ominously states, the most important one, thieves die. With the demonic human association arrested, the value of Pantheon and the blessed rice skyrockets. But a new scandal erupts when Leon insults a reporter at the banquet. Despite the scandal, the stock prices for Pantheon continue to soar upwards. Leon reads a newspaper article pondering the gods' plans. He wonders if they're adapting faster than him. Big news, Your Majesty. His assistant reveals the price of blessed rice is 230 million won per pack. Leon bluntly states, it needs to be cheaper. Leon, still bothered by the expensive rice, states, the market decides the item's price. Leon is concerned by the high price, worrying how commoners can afford it. Leon, still bothered by the price of rice, ponders the situation. I guess that's true. Leon states he's gathered enough faith to fuel the lion heart power and force. Hari looks worried, asking if it will be okay. A figure announces the successful bidding for the Yellow Gate, but the raid is near impossible. A man recognizes Gu Disung, calling out to him in a crowded place. He seems surprised. The man questions, we meet again. Are you here because of a text message too? Hunters wonder why they're gathered. Gu Disung is surprised, as Jinmi says she also got a text. Someone recognizes Hari, the rank mage swordsman. Apparently she got the highest record in last year's draft. Gu Di-sung looks thoughtful, as if trying to remember something about the message. The crowd announces the arrival of His Majesty Leon Dragonia Lionheart. Leon wonders who is coming in. It's the survivor. It is said I knew he was no ordinary person, but he's from a different world. The crowded room waits with bated breath for the entrance of the survivor. Leon welcomes everyone. He reveals he needs soldiers to join his guild, Pantheon. Leon continues, those who are qualified, those who have proven themselves. The crowd wonders about his words. Leon declares he will grant them the honor of joining his military. Military, not a guild. The announcement declares the test. Clear the yellow gate at Samjian Station. As expected, the hunters are in shock. Gates are ranked by color to categorize their difficulty. Black. Gates are ranked by color. Orange and above are challenging. Yellow, green, and blue are even easier. Gu Di-sung took the test at a blue gate. For C and D rank hunters, a yellow gate means death. The crowd voices their complaints. One hunter scoffs, declaring, I wasted my time, I'll just go home. Leon, observing the hunters, suddenly speaks up, you there. The hunter with the afro is surprised at being called out. Another hunter wonders why he decided to stay. Leon, observing the applicants, suddenly states, I see. A hunter asks, wondering why he stayed. He nervously replies his friend stayed too. Leon muses to himself. Leon singles out the hunter, pointing directly at him and declaring, you. The hunter, sweating, thinks to himself that he has to take this chance. A guild created by an S-rank hunter. Leon acknowledges the hunter's eagerness. He declares his true purpose, gathering soldiers for a mission. The hunter gulps, hearing the floating text. A soldier's duty is to obey. Leon continues, stating that they must accept a knight's orders without question. The selected hunter looks determined. Leon smirks to himself with a sly smile. This will be fun. Leon commands the hunters will go in right away. He insists they must follow orders. The Samjian Station yellow gate awaits the chosen hunters, ready for the challenge. The hunters gear up, preparing for Leon's surprise test at Samjian Station. A hunter remarks that the equipment feels heavy, but appreciates the quality. One hunter comments on the expensive equipment. This must cost at least 10 million won. A hunter states, C and D rank hunters like us would have never gotten these. Hari spots Gu Di-sung, hunter Gu Di-sung Nim, but she wonders aloud if the Majesty wears armor. A hunter exclaims about the test's difficulty. His skin is harder than armor. The hunter thinks, well, since he's really powerful, nothing bad will happen. Dark energy fills the Samjian Station yellow gate. The hunters are ready. The battle is about to start with a fearsome monster ahead. The hunters prepare for a hard fight. Leon, engulfed in dark energy, declares, I can't hear you out any longer. Leon's menacing aura intensifies as he declares, crawl like bugs and meet your death. Leon, glowing with power, declares this test to be an act of unwavering justice. Suddenly, a gate tears open right in the heart of Seoul. Its rank is an unidentifiable black. The Korean Hunter and World Hunter Associations requested a raid, but every guild declined the request due to the gate's unknown difficulty. In the end, the government orders the Korean Hunter Association to raid first, an execution order. And what the Korean hunters saw within that gate was truly horrific. A monster stands beside a weary swordsman. A girl looks on in terror. A naked Hari. The scene shows a horrifying landscape filled with mangled corpses. Above them it says, Associate Han, back in Seoul. Han Hari gasps, startled. Hey Han Hari. Kim Jinsu, head manager, gets coffee from another member. How is it? Jinsu asks, as the other says no one's believing it. Well, that's to be expected. It was a black rank demon gate with the great devil. The panel declares, all because of one man. Hari sits with his arms crossed, looking unamused. You're a survivor, right? From inside the gate, someone asks Hari. Yes, a survivor from the other world. It seems people can survive within the gate realm somehow. The gates appearing share some commonalities. The gate led to a world already destroyed or on its way there. Some managed to return to Earth. The survivors kept their strength. The government tried to cater to their needs after the gates appeared. So the hunter associations decided to set plans to scout these survivors. We need to scout them no matter what. Even an A-rank hunter risks their life fighting a high-ranking demon. He killed it. That monster, the one even S-rank hunters fear, he didn't just kill it. He completely overpowered it. Two people in Hari are looking in shock at something. Before them stands a swordsman having slain a winged beast. He looks weary from his battle, covered in soot and blood. Well, cultural differences. The others speculate that due to his demeanor, the swordsman might be royalty. I think it'll be fine, says someone. A girl finishes her sentence, saying the swordsman is very good. An enemy yells, calling the swordsman lowly. But the protective glass that could even stop monsters shatters before the force. An enemy, enraged, shouts about Lionheart. The swordsman suddenly has magical power surrounding him. The researchers try to figure out what the swordsman's intentions might be. Back in the interview room, Leon thinks it feels foreign. I guess that's a given, he resigns. He was once an orphan who died of exhaustion. Afterward, he reincarnated into another world. After conquering the world of demons, he hunted them for 200 years. Leon remembers a construction worker carrying something for him. So it's a relief, I even have some memories of this place. Hello, Leon Dragonia, Lionheart Nim. Even then, Leon thinks revealing he was from Earth wouldn't be beneficial. Leon retorts in his thoughts, refer to me as your majesty, peasant. The man is surprised. He stammers, ah yes, your majesty. The observers realize Leon is playing along. Leon wonders if their kindness is genuine or just protocol. He remembers the man mentioning the Black Gate and his world. Leon calmly confirms his victory against the demons. The man is sweating, asking if he forgot. Leon says, I killed all the evil species and protected the knights. Then he commands, be my temporary secretary. Leon grants someone the privilege of recording his actions. The man nervously stutters a reply, yeah, yes. Leon starts to sign the contract. He thinks, are there no etiquette rules for royalty? Translation, I'm hungry. An associate stammers, you must be hungry, I'll have a meal prepared. Leon thinks of his return, tell me about this world. A man adjusts his glasses, saying, right, I'll explain. The nightmare began 30 years ago. The world changed, and the gates unleashed monsters and demons upon it. Life turned into a constant state of emergency. The man with glasses explains that each gate has a theme and quest. The man outside says, I think the meal is ready. Leon hums in response. Leon realizes that's a bit different. He remembers demons invaded constantly in his world. As if on cue, an image of a powerful and intimidating enemy appears. A voice booms, train the humans through trials. Earth appears below, seemingly a training ground. A man arrives with food. He informs Leon the meal's ready. Leon hums in response, waiting. Leon's eyes sharpen, narrowing in realization. This is. The man recalls when he was a laborer in his previous life. Si Alianteng was soul food. Leon takes a bite but forces himself to swallow. No, he thinks, seemingly repulsed by the food. Leon stares at the Si Alianteng. What is this? He wonders, remembering Earth's peasant food. The man yells about Leon, calling him inferior and daring to sully Lionheart's name. The man reacts in shock, insulted by the food. Is this how your kingdom treats royalty? Leon continues, no, that's not. A man shouts, calling him inferior and to get out. Malice, Lord of Chaos and arch-nemesis of all demons, who was once an Earthling. What Leon thought when he returned to Earth after 200 years, it's a mess. The heroine sighs as she and her armed escort arrive at the scene. Looks like we're fighting amidst fresh air. The system displays a message. Mercenaries from another world are tasked to pick a side and fight. The armored mercenaries receive their objectives through a screen in front of them. They must pick a side and help them win. The mercenary captain considers which side to join. Another mercenary yells, pointing, wait, isn't that a monster? The mercenaries see a horde of orcs charging towards them on boars. The orcs roar as their boars stampede toward the group. The mercenaries ready their weapons for a brutal charge. The orc leader shouts, "You are all invading our territory." The mercenaries look unsure. Someone meekly asks the Grand Duke if they should continue the mission now. He replies, "Do as you wish." The woman nervously thanks Your Majesty, her mechanical assistant fidgeting. The group declares, "We are mercenaries." The mercenaries explain they came to help a tribe for rewards. The orc chief asks if they're the mercenaries he was told about, demanding, "Come with us." The woman nervously sweats as her robot assistant states, "I don't have a good feeling about this." The mercenaries are led into the orc village. A strange quiet falls. The orc chieftain, Kardakarek of the Battle Axe tribe, tells them they look weak. An orc declares a larger-scale war means a more honorable death. The orcs demand to know who spoke of honor. The mercenaries stepped forward. An enraged orc chieftain shouts, "A bunch of beasts like you dare to dream." The orc chieftain roars, asking if they're insulting him. A mercenary strikes a powerful blow. Leon Dragonia Lionheart looks on with the orc chieftain saying, "You are not honorable warriors." The orc chieftain, enraged, vows that the mercenaries will crawl like bugs and die. The mercenary is engulfed in a blue aura, yelling, "Unwavering justice, kill streak." The screen displays the mercenaries' achievements, Orc Slayer and a legend. Other orcs erupt in mournful cries, declaring loudly, "The chief is dead." The orcs scream, "Enemies, kill them all," charging forward to attack the mercenaries. A mercenary shouts, "Hisk, the orcs, raise your shields." The mercenaries panic, shouting, "Form a circle and stop their attacks." They realize we're D-rank hunters. The mercenaries brace for impact, yelling to block. They wonder how they can possibly win against so many orcs. An orc screams his intent to kill. An orc is shocked after the blow, thinking, "Shit, can we win?" The clash of metal on metal rings out. The mercenary wonders, I blocked him." A system message displays, "Lionheart's aura has granted several legion reinforcements." The mercenary is shocked by his block, as he's become a most prolific orc slayer. The mercenary is confused as the system displays various achievements and skills. An orc's attack proves too strong. Leon shouts, "Raise your shields and push them away." An orc cries out as a mercenary's blade pierces through him unexpectedly. Wait for the right moment. The orcs scream as they're being attacked. The mercenaries push forward, determined to win this brutal fight. The mercenary, covered in grime, looks shocked and cries out, "Dear God of warriors, what?" The mercenary screams, ordering to cut off their tongues for crying out to God. The mercenary declares to take the heads and insult their god. "Come, stallion." The orc grunts in pain, coughing up blood. The mercenaries' attack lands deep. A white horse with glowing eyes appears, "Stallion." A blast of energy erupts from Leon, completely leveling the area. He's filled with power. With a bright flash, the mercenary grips his sword, and a new power awakens within him. Leon's strikes devastate the orc ranks, a golden aura crackling around the battlefield. The enraged orc leader vows to kill all of the mercenaries, fueled by rage. The orc chieftain crumples to the ground, defeated in one strike. Orcs lie dead on the battlefield. Leon Dragonia Lionheart focuses his power into his sword, ready to strike again. Leon Dragonia Lionheart screams victoriously after his blow. A mercenary shouts, "WOA." As mercenaries finish exclaiming in shock, Hari nervously stutters before the Grand Duke. Leon looks at the scene of carnage. "Why did you do this?" A mercenary replies, "Is there a reason needed to kill orcs?" The mercenary declares he'd rather die than help the orcs. They don't deserve respect. The orcs carry the Grand Duke's people away. "Don't treat them like they're humans," one snarls, as another wonders if they should even be compared to knights. Leon declares that the orcs are sickening beasts. Hari yells, "Are racist." Hari stutters, "But your majesty," thinking there must be kind orcs somewhere. Leon stands with blood on his face, thinking, the only kind orcs are dead orcs. When the gates opened on Earth, orcs emerged with fire and fury. Countless orc survivors poured through the gates onto Earth. Strangely, people welcome them with open arms. But they, a hulking orc consumed by rage, towers over the man in the suit, ready to strike. They didn't adjust to Earth and became demonic humans instead. A welcome sign is stained with blood. This is still a problem even on Earth. They have arrived at the forest. A mechanical spider approaches their destination. If the duty is carried out here, an all-kill is possible. Very efficient. I'll leave it to you. The cloaked figures watch, hiding their identities. Suddenly, the mechanical spider announces, commencing core overload. The mechanical spider is charging, reaching 99.9% capacity. Energy crackles around the small robot. Core overload initiated. The cooling system is abnormal and fuel rod deterioration quickened. Core fusion is occurring. The team observes the object launched by the spider. It looks like poop, one says. Don't say such dirty things. One asks, Your Majesty, is this okay? Another adds, what is it? They both stare at each other, one in confusion, another with a sinister grin revealing his evil intention. The masked leader speaks to Hari and Sir Spin. Fighting those green beasts is eliminating beasts. He smirks, revealing his sinister intent. A good orc is a dead orc. An orc screams in rage as he unleashes a powerful attack. The orc leader coughs, boasting that Grokter broke Galdan's skull. That was a great axe skill, brother. The orc remembers he died while fighting fiercely. The god of warriors will send you to the eternal fighting range. The orcs are filled with rage after Galdan's death. Ooh, Grokter's drinking. An orc warrior enraged by his comrade's death, he chugs the container of liquor, ready to fight once again. An orc samples water dripping from his hand. The water today tastes a bit strange. It's a bit prickly and itchy. The orc warrior looks around, perplexed by the strange liquid. He thinks, well, it's probably just the blood. An orc inside a hut screams in desperation. K-U-H-E-E-K. The orc is in great pain, calling for help. He screams, witch doctor. The orc writhes in agony, desperately calling for the witch doctor's aid. The orc cries out, begging for help from an unseen threat. A mysterious staff lies nearby. I've never seen anything like this. The orc is confused, stating, it's neither a curse nor an enchantment. What is this? The swordsman retaliates. The orc flies back in pain. K-U-E-U-G-H. A blonde man commands to eliminate the beasts. Don't miss a single one. Corruption resistance is active in the area. Every EXP, kill them all. A massive army of monsters descends from the cliffs. The orcs charge forward, ready for battle in this strange location. A knight is also on the scene. The corrupted orc lets out a frustrated grunt, KQWEGH, the cowardly humans. The mysterious liquid is now pitch black and covers the sky. The battle axe tribe has been completely wiped out. What a gruesome turn of events. The screen alerts them that the entire orc species is now their enemy. The quest has changed. Now the mission is to eliminate all the orcs in the hidden quest field. The blonde man smiles with sinister intent, declaring Lionheart soldiers. Lionheart soldiers are determined to uphold light and justice. An orc scream disrupts the battlefield. Lionheart's army advances, empowered by the corruption resistance. Green light surround them. The orc accuses them, you cursed the river, you evil bastards, it was all of you. The orc yells at the knights, calling them cowards. Lionheart just scoffs back, unimpressed. A figure stands over the orcs, proclaiming that even looking at them is shameful. The blonde man believes the annihilation of orcs is justified. This is a great sin that cannot be made up for, he grants, a chance to kill yourselves. The orc warrior covered in corrupted magic yells, Gokrok will never forgive you. The blonde man smirks, clearly enjoying the orc's torment. Interesting, a beast that wields chains. The warrior unleashes a devastating blow, imbued with corrupted magic, ready to strike. A dark ritual begins. The orc cries out in pain as strange power swells. The orcs are under some sort of dark spell. It echoes in the orc's mind. Gokrok is coming. The fallen orcs are now dead, and the area is covered in dark magic. Gokrok's power grows stronger. The knight, surprised, asks what that dark magic is. An offering, the blonde man responds, calling them uncivilized beasts. The orc is caught off guard as an ominous power begins to swirl around him. The warrior's hand emerges, corrupted by darkness. Is he transforming completely? A monstrous hand descends upon Leon, and a disembodied eye stares menacingly. The dark ritual is taking place. The eye focuses its dark magic. Suddenly, a similar hand appears, clutching Leon's head, and he is trapped. A voice booms, "This creature cannot be permitted, must kill." The eye glows. The monstrous hand glows with power. Is this a last-ditch effort? The dark energy explodes upwards, blasting a beam of light. "Why, Your Majesty?" The disembodied eye declares, "A being that is akin to me protects you." Leon questions, "A being akin to you?" A figure on horseback, wreathed in holy light, appears and says, "Something like you dare compare yourself to a god." Enraged, the man shouts, "Just because you play captain among beasts." The man clenches his fist, his eyes blazing with divine light against the dark. "I, the king of the Lionheart," echoes as we see him in holy armor atop his majestic steed. "I will not and cannot tolerate your existence." The monstrous hand swings in fury. The king charges forward on his steed, bathed in light, ready to strike down evil. He will end this ritual. The king's holy aura deflects the blast. Will this be enough to stop the ritual? The monstrous hand and the disembodied eye clash against the king's radiant aura. Can he withstand this? The disembodied eye screams, confused by the king's powerful defense. "It wasn't my original body." The disembodied eye cries out in pain, "Why do I feel pain?" It screams, "Karog, Esser Gokrak." The eye recognizes the power. "Right, that sword, the holy sword of radiance, it was you." The orc executioner and demon slayer, his holy sword glows. This knight survived a world of nightmares. The disembodied eye recoils, declaring, "I'll fall back for now," as a blinding light fills the ritual chamber. An orc cries, "Sir Gokrak." The eye booms, "You will pay for this." The king replies, "Hem." The king scoffs at the orc and says, "I guess that's about the best you can get for a god." A nearby orc is shocked by the king's appearance, enraged and confused. "What have you done?" The glowing figure raises his hand, and a dark figure stands before him. What is going to happen? The king says with a stern look, "At least you tried, but you shouldn't live." A system message appears, "Hidden quests cleared. Orc hunter and war knight's men-at-arms applied." The knights exclaim they've gained physical attack resistance, something only tanks get. They exclaimed that they even gained physical attack resistance from the king's powers. Suddenly the king is in a looting match. "Collect all the loot, move fast," the system booms. The knights hurry to the battlefield, ready to collect equipment from fallen orcs. A knight hesitantly calls out, Your Majesty." The king coldly replies, "What is it?" The monstrous hand remains, still the amputated arm of divine orc witch doctor Gokrak. Kirik, the king demands, "Is there something you'd like to say, Sir Spin?" Lionheart, someone senses mana from Gokrak's amputated arm and commands to use the Holy Grail to absorb it. An ethereal voice claims they will grant power as Leon clutches the Holy Grail. Is that so? Leon clutches the Holy Grail. The king will try to absorb the monstrous hand's power. Leon is engulfed in holy light from above as the king moves to absorb Gokrak's power. The king is trying to absorb the monster hand. Leon is glowing from the Holy Grail's power. The king scoffs, "I can sense a similar power to divine power." The king declares, "You're all just a force of evil that must be extinguished." A voice echoes in Leon's mind, declaring, "Lionheart, my knight." Leon replies, "Yes, goddess." The goddess says, "It's okay, my knight, this is easy with that beast's mana." She says she needs him to make a decision. The holy sword calls to Arjun. An ethereal voice adds, "Yes, I will respect any choice you make." Leon, overwhelmed by the goddess's power, is seemingly being called to make a choice. "I possess 4 sacred items." Leon's eyes are glowing with immense power. What will he do? The power of the holy sword is too much for Leon at the moment. Then, Leon, holding the Holy Grail, declares, "I will recover the power of the Holy Grail." Leon holds the Holy Grail as divine power radiates. Can he harness this incredible strength? Leon's grip tightens on the Holy Grail, glowing as he channels the power into his body. Leon's expression hardens as he focuses on the Holy Grail. The king remarks, "Pretty good." A knight exclaims, "Why, Your Majesty?" The king asks the knight, "What is the matter?" A knight urges the king to come see something. Another asks where Sir Spin has gone. Held captive by knights, he screams in terror. He is wrapped in glowing magic, helpless against his captors. A robotic spider stands over him, binding him in glowing restraints. As the robot spider binds him, someone yells that the robot is attacking. A man sternly orders enough. The man sternly warns him to watch his mouth. He wonders if he's defending the robot spider. He is caught off guard when he is told, "So what is it, Sir Spin, loot thief?" Panicked, he tries to explain, "No, this idiot, I mean it's a misunderstanding." But the knight replies, "We'll know once we check your stuff." The man orders Hari to go through his things. She replies, "Ah, yes, your majesty." Frantically, he tries to get them to reconsider and cries, "You don't believe this robot, do you? Wait." With a sigh, Hari is given a white bag containing all of his loot. He cries out as he's being restrained by the robotic spider's glowing wires. "It's..." He screams, desperately claiming he did not steal anything, that he never would. The man exclaims, "Huh," surprised by what is happening around him. Despite his desperate pleas, the armored knights stand firm. He lets out a blood-curdling scream. The man states that laws here are different from his own common sense. The man declares that they are under his laws and rules now, not common sense. He warns them, "Raise your hands if you cannot adhere to them." A warning echoes that stealing results in a painful punishment. It's the Lionheart Kingdom's law. Citizens in this world think the king's laws are harsh. Is this how it is? He reflects on how much stronger he had gotten. However, those benefits are not worth getting caught stealing. The king considers the harsh laws within the gate. He asks for his name. The king ignores his pleas. Knights in armor stand firm. "I'm Gu Disung," he shouts. King Arjun asks Gu Disung why he is before him now. Gu pauses. Looking up, Gu Disung sees a knight. It asks if it's to retrieve his arm to place it back. A voice answers, "Yes." The king calmly states that his explanation avoids the punishment entirely. Gu Disung fearfully responds, "I am aware." He states that they have lived by different ideals. Now he knows the rules. Arjun suggests they give Gu Disung a chance, then says to everyone that's reasonable. Gu Disung apologizes as the robotic spider binds him. The king praises a reasonable comrade. Disung begins emitting a bright, warm glow of magical energy from his hands. The warm glow erupts into a bright beam. Disung screams as the power courses through him. His eyes widen as he yells, "What is that?" A strange energy is felt. Gu Disung screams as his severed arm glows and regenerates itself. The narrator wonders if one person can really possess such power. Disung now seems to radiate energy. The king scoffs, then tells Gu Disung to leave. "Get out of my sight." The king forgives Gu Disung due to the laws of his original world, but he lost his rights. Disung is sorry. He's told that people who don't want to steal may live. The knight thinks it's a chance. The armored knights stare down their foes. He thinks to himself, "I have to get in no matter what." The bag is thrown at Gu Disung's feet. As it falls, he cries out in despair. Hari addresses King Arjun. She inquires, "What's the next training?" Arjun smirks, seemingly amused. With training on the horizon, the setting transitions to a bright school building. Amidst the chaos, a voice calls, Mr. Gu." Someone asks what's wrong. Gu Disung pauses, then says, "Ah." Someone asks if he attended a gate raid. He replies that he was itching to do something. Another mentions overworking. Gu Disung overhears King Arjun and Hari's conversation. He thinks this is all training. A voice announces His Majesty, Leon Dragonia Lionheart, and Grail Knight Sir Jagged Spin are entering. With a sense of finality, they are congratulated on passing the simple test. Arjun states they need work before joining his army but can be improved. He says the Orc Gate was a test. He remarks how while watching them fight, Arjun determined there were problems. And the biggest problem was the trainees' physical bodies, so they will start with training. He thinks muscle training seems like something a middle-aged man would do. The narrator speaks of Sir Gratas the Giant Slayer. He created the standing armies training manual, he once said. The king begins his lesson. He asks how should a soldier train. Arjun believes they need to train harder than farmers. Sir Gratas shared his wisdom for efficient training. They will be shredded, beaten, and healed. Their muscles and dynamic vision will improve. With a snap of his fingers and a cruel grin, Hwang Jumcheol orders a fight to the death. The room argues Hwang's brutal demands. That's nonsense, no, he's not wrong, but... A knight worries that their bodies will break if they comply. Hwang Jumcheol raises a question and shows a holy grail. Hwang Jumcheol announces that he is the guardian of the Holy Grail. Mr. Gu is shocked, but even more shocking is the feeling of his injuries healing. Confused, someone wonders if the Holy Grail has healing properties. It only works if you drink it. It's a 5-hour battle royal. Hwang Jumcheol commands destroy everything, there are no allies. One participant gulps nervously, ordered to accept attacks while dishing them out. Hwang Jumcheol smirks, I'll beat you up myself. Hwang Jumcheol tasks Sir Jagged Spin with the rest of the battle royal. Is this supposed to be the training manual? The crowd begins to laugh with Hwang, calling it a fraudulent act. The crowd are glowing with an unknown energy. They look scared and begin to charge up. A figure stands amidst them radiating power. If not, armed forces will be used. The participants are stressed after Hwang Jumcheol's task. One shouts in anger, damn it, at their predicament. As the participants fight each other, they scream. One man shouts, if I'm gonna die either way. One man is punched in the face. Overwhelmed by what's happening, another screams, this is insanity. A brutal punch lands squarely on a participant's face. You're all out of your minds. The daily routine begins for the hunters who have signed up to be Leon's knights. At 9 a.m., it's Grata's Steel Skin project. Lunchtime at noon, water with salt and sugar, what could this mean? Confused, a participant asks Hari what this water is. Hari replies, that's. It's lunchtime and they get water with salt and sugar mixed in. The participant recalls, he put salt and sugar in the water. At 1 p.m. tactical training begins. Stop me while I charge with a horse. After the brutal training, the participants are sent to bed, completely exhausted. It's 9 p.m., time to sleep, pass out. The rigorous training pushes them to their limits, but they were able to endure it thanks to Hari's care. Overjoyed, the participants thank Hari Nim for the food. This was all part of Leon's plan. Another fighter takes a brutal hit, Hube, as his body crashes on the ground. Heavily panting, a knight takes a moment to breathe in the middle of a battle. The knight grunts, realizing the shield is heavier than he thought. Swinging the sword takes a lot of effort. The knight feels limited by the shield formation. He needs to practice stabbing to use the sword effectively. Another man coughs up blood. The word wrong punctuates the heavy silence. The fighting continues, but Leon, calm and unfazed, orders continue. Leon orders the knight to correct his posture and to try stabbing again. A knight breathes heavily during the battle royal. Leon watches with his arms crossed, looking unfazed by the chaos. The knight swings his sword with a yell, Hube, thrusting forward with purpose. He quickly reevaluates his actions in his mind. A thought bubble appears, simply stating, wrong. He stumbles, caught off guard as the attack lands. He wonders, confused, as pain explodes across his face. Leon calls out his bad habits. He always lowers his shield while stabbing. The knight wonders why. As Leon explains, a misplaced shield creates an opening for the enemy. Someone explains Leon's strategy of shield bearers and charging knights. Leon confirms his hammer and anvil method, but the opponent is monsters. The knight states, I don't think they're creatures that can be defeated using a method like that. Leon pauses, deep in thought. The knight is taken aback, stuttering, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. Leon smirks. Leon tells the participants, the monsters here are nothing compared to where I'm from. Leon describes the monsters from his world. Giants, trolls, multi-headed snakes, goblin spiders, and dragons. The knights stand and listen. They must learn to adapt to any monster. Leon stares ahead, stating those skills can only be learned through real-life experience. He wonders if they served a goddess. Leon asks if they have the triumphant spirit to bring glory to any battlefield. The knight is silent. That is why I teach soldiers just one thing: being well-rounded is essential. To heighten your chances of survival, all you need to do is hone a single talent. The knight pauses to think, but he is interrupted. I want to achieve more than that. One of the participants is shocked, muttering, "How could a peasant like me? Aren't knights aristocrats?" Leon asks sorry as the scene shifts to a lone knight. He walks with a noble duty. A knight protects the people, upholding good with courage, swearing loyalty to the goddess. Anyone can become a knight by divine promise and the courage to take on that duty, he thinks. Ah. Leon acknowledges the fighter's change in attitude. That is good enough to receive my respect. The fighter is determined. He begins to speak his mind. He looks ahead with a glint in his eye, also want to become a knight. The scene shows a United States magic tower branch. Someone wonders, am I just a leftover? The great being has returned. Someone shouts, declaring they always had faith. A voice booms, demanding reverence and offerings for wisdom and truth. Ah, yes. Someone notices a change in his voice and is confused. H-Wang is casting a space transfer spell on the crystal. Someone thought H-Wang was using the crystal to return to Earth. H-Wang asks, why would I go to heaven? Sorry. A magical crystal glows as H-Wang states, I do not intend to set foot where that monster resides. Determined, H-Wang thinks about how to kill Leon. Now is the best time since Leon has no army yet. H-Wang is relieved. Ah yes, the glowing crystal hums with immense energy as he prepares. The Pantheon Guild prepares its standing army for graduation day, near a yellow gate. Kirik is surprised she got excluded from the raid with Sir Yaffy. I'll do all the work. A woman wishes the chief good luck as he heads toward the soldiers. He tells them they've proven their worth. The chief says he won't say much, but it's time to show their worth. The chief declares it's time to raid the gate. He says such gates are rarely attempted. A caption warns that within the gate, they will realize what it means to serve. The leader shouts Pantheon, ordering the army to go forth into the yellow gate. And Leon Dragonia Lionheart has entered the gate. Kirik is mentioned on the side. Kirik tells Sir Yaffy not to worry too much as the army marches forward. Someone remarks that His Majesty is going too, so nothing bad will happen. Kirik is shocked the others are so confident. Right, what's wrong with that? The screen shows 52 people entering the yellow gate. Kirik, surprised, says, huh. The system displays an unknown figure. Its message reads, emergency response, who's being requested? The system warps Sir Yaffy to Kirik. She asks, Sir Yaffy. As Sir Yaffy is warped away, Kirik cries out to him, wait for me. Kirik is shocked and cries out for Sir Yaffy to wait for her as he teleports away. The sudden teleportation knocks a figure to the ground near the gate, who exclaims, huh. Kirik, shocked by the sudden events, wonders aloud, this is, could it be? The hunters are confused. The system announces that the gate is wavering and the mana is changing. The hunters shout as the yellow gate suddenly turns a menacing red color. Kirik looks on with shock. The system warns a fluctuating gate. The yellow gate is changing once again. Screams echo as a large castle materializes inside the gate. An explosion rocks the area and shakes the hunters. A hunter cries out as he is struck. Above, the yellow gate transforms into a menacing black hole. The hunters cry out in shock, realizing that they are facing demons. The hunters are now faced with a chilling reality, a demon gate. Leon, eyes glowing with power, seems to sense the impending doom. He's ready. The hunters are given a new order to raise shields and form a magic square defense. The hunters stand in shock. Really, what will they face? The hunters form Lionheart's Testudo formation, preparing for a coordinated defense against the unknown. Leon shouts to the hunters to move forward into the unknown depths of the gate. Despite the demonic transformation, a hunter wonders if they're moving forward, not running away. The knight stands strong amidst the chaos, sword ready and wondering there, not scared. Above the knight is surrounded by a dark energy. He asks, this is. A monstrous howl echoes as demons charge toward the knights, disrupting their formation. A hunter cries out in terror as demons attack, yelling to raise the shields. A demonic roar pierces the air as a monster charges, KIYAAGH, block. The monster charges with an earth-shattering force, ready to wipe them all out. A hunter screams as the monstrous bloodhound attacks. Even B-rank hunters struggle against its overwhelming power. As hunters try to block the bloodhound's attacks with pure willpower, one asks, what the hell happened during the 4 weeks? With resolve, Leon Dragonia Lionheart takes one step forward, into the demon gate's unknown terrors. The order rings out, push the enemy and counterattack, don't let them attack. The knight commands, stab their openings. A swift strike pierces through the enemy's vulnerable point. The demon cries out, an opening appears and the knight commands, stab. The knights begin to push forward, following Lionheart's orders to engage the enemy. The knight looks on with a shocked expression, realizing what's before him. That's. Hunters scream in terror as they realize they are facing a demon troll. The knights are shocked to see their foe. It's a demon troll. The hunters realize, we can't block this one, its attacks are a rank, the demon roars. The bloodhound is defeated. Demonic energy is released from the monster's dying body. Suddenly Squad 3 Captain Gu Disung unleashes a powerful strike against the demon troll. The demon troll crushes the shield wall with its massive, glowing fist. A knight remarks the impact is still weak, they can block it, we can block this. With a fearsome roar, the demon troll prepares to unleash its devastating fury. Turrets were to life ready to engage, a system message reads, responding to mid-size entity, start firing. Sir Yaffe arrives riding into battle. Why is Sir Yaffe here? He deflects the blow. Leon smiles as he prepares to fight, despite the dire circumstances. Leon prepares for battle, his eyes glowing with determination amidst the demonic chaos. As the troll is defeated, black blood sprays, the other demons are shocked. It's really dead. A hunter screams, the sword meant to reverse summon just died. It's dangerous. The terrified hunters scream to run away, facing monstrous demons in the new demon gate. Ah. Someone cries out that the demons are running away. The hunters celebrate their victory. A soldier thanks the knight, thank you so much, you've saved Sparrow Kingdom. The knights question if they are facing a demon king and someone shouts, it's bad news, what is it? A hunter shouts that the gate they were meant to exit through is gone. What? A hunter shouts that they can't go back. Leon tells them not to act rashly. Leon takes another step forward into the demon gate, ready to fight. Leon pauses, surveying the battlefield. A system message flashes, unforeseen occurrence, foreigner invasion. A hunter raises his hand, his eyes glowing with magic power. He demands an explanation. Can anyone explain this situation? The knights prepare for the next wave of enemies in the demon gate. It is a phenomenon where the gate's difficulty suddenly increases exponentially. Leon thinks this transformation isn't just a coincidence and decides to clear the demon gate despite the danger. No change in plan. Leon wonders if they doubt his abilities. He remembers the traits and divine power from his world. Leon stands ready, a knight who must be firm and dependable, their only hope. The desolate landscape looms, hinting at the formidable challenges awaiting within the demon gate. An unseen figure laughs maniacally as it spies on Leon. Weak, he's gotten weaker. A mysterious figure peers at Leon on the screen. He declares, in the end, he was just a human. The Elder's dark ritual is interrupted. No, I'm not out of my mind. The light is not needed. An ominous prophecy unfolds, been working on for 100 years, once that thing awakens as. The camera pans upwards, showcasing the architectural grandeur of the Sparrow Kingdom. However, this peaceful Sparrow Kingdom is now engulfed in flames and destruction. The demons continued their relentless invasion of the city. Only the palace remained standing, defiant. Leon Dragonia and the surviving knights face their grim reality. The survivors gather in a courtyard, contemplating the question, theme. Leon contemplates the nature of the situation at hand. He remarks, these gates had different backdrops, but this gate is different. Normally, dungeon breaks happen when monsters are neglected in the gate. The gate has a time limit. The gate will close if the quest isn't complete. Leon understands and he formulates a plan. The royal guard confirms his name. Leon replies, admitting he must intervene due to the dire situation. Leon asks if anyone objects to him and Sir Spin joining the fight. They agree, saying the association president approved. The group celebrates, thinking they will get promoted. Suddenly, Leon raises a finger and says, "One more thing." Leon abruptly asks the group if they are aware of hidden quests, surprising the royal guard. Leon's glowing eyes pierce through the group. He declares, "I'm thinking of killing the Demon King." The kingdom continues to crumble. Feathers and debris fall with the smoke. Leon sips from the Holy Grail, deducing its limits. It can only briefly connect to the Pantheon. A voice echoes in Leon's mind, "Leon, my first knight." He thinks, "Dear Ariana, are you doing well?" Someone speaks, confirming they sensed it as well, but it took them a moment. They sense a different energy within this gate. He states, "You couldn't have easily noticed it, for you possess a living body." The energy shifted. The narration explains the being seeped into the world naturally, unnoticed. It's a demon king. Leon furrows his brow deep in thought. Strange, a being that strong should possess stronger energy. A voice continues, informing Leon that another deity Plu wishes to inspect this world. Leon responds, "I am listening." Someone replies, "She must have sensed something. Is that so?" Leon confidently says, "Yes, I'm sure I don't have to tell you how it's done." The carriage pulls up to a massive, ornate gate. A voice declares, "We're here." A butler stands before a large metal door, bowing. He states, "Welcome everyone." Farco, the head butler, promises to serve them with all his abilities. "This way, please." They enter the grand hall of the palace. Leon notes, the palace owner seems to have a great sense of art. The butler, Farco, begins to explain the palace's history. He mentions it all began with Queen Fiora. Farco explains the palace has served many queens, including Queen Beatrice. Everyone seems nervous. Leon silently observes the palace interior, deducing, "I see. It must be a matriarchal society." Knights apologize for their rude behavior. Leon explains their presence is due to urgency. Farco gestures deeper into the palace, stating, "This is the presence chamber." The guards open the door, beckoning them. "Please go inside, Her Majesty the Queen is waiting." The doors to the Queen's chamber are opened by two guards. Leon, eyes gleaming with resolve, is ready to meet her. A booming voice fills the Queen's hall, declaring, "Sir Lionheart." The royal advisors, though surprised, await the Queen's next move. Two figures, an advisor and a knight, stand firm and ready. They are prepared to follow Lionheart's instruction. Leon wonders as he looks around. Duke Archeum, the kingdom's chancellor, introduces himself. An announcement echoes through the hall, "I've decided to bestow the knight position upon you." The Queen's speech begins. Leon pauses, lost in thought. He turns to the butler, Farco, and surprises everyone. "Before that, I'd like to greet the Queen first." Someone shouts "Stop," as if interrupting Leon's greeting to the Queen. Despite his accomplishments, the others are upset. How could he immediately approach the Queen? The others realize he's right. Leon's approach is unexpected, creating more concern. An advisor loudly opposes the idea, hoping the Queen won't be angered. The Queen simply laughs, amused. Leon's face tenses up, his body pulsing with energy. He says, "I can't hold this in any longer." A powerful aura emanates from Leon. He declares his true identity to the Queen and the court. The Duke, visibly upset, questions Leon's sudden actions. "What are you saying? What do you think you're doing?" A member of the Queen's court is seized, yelling, "Captain, take this man away." A figure chokes Leon from behind. A surprised gasp escapes from his mouth. "Why, Your Majesty?" Someone shouts, "What are you doing?" But Leon swiftly counters their attempt to restrain him. The knights are horrified as Leon is attacked. He looks determined as red aura emanates from him. The hunter is engulfed in a blue energy. Suddenly, red energy explodes outward from a dark figure. The knight questions the sudden attack. The dark figure looks calm, responding only with a thoughtful hymn. Someone shouts in disbelief as they witness the scene unfolding before them. "Your Majesty." Someone exclaims in shock. The dark figure asks how long he intends to hide. The King of Lionheart questions his enemy's escape attempt. He demands the demon reveal himself. The figure's menacing red eyes glow intensely. Suddenly, a disturbing laughter echoes through the area. The Chancellor transforms into a horrifying insect-like demon. The onlookers gasp, the Chancellor is a demon. The transformed Chancellor screeches, his monstrous insect form emerging from the shadows. Panic sets in as more insect-like demons appear. Demons, someone shouts. The demonic Chancellor yells at everyone to stop panicking, calling them lowly beings. Assemble. A man yells at the knights to fight as one, else they'll die. He confidently declares that darkness will surely win against the light. The demon Chancellor questions in disbelief, then scoffs with a quiet HMPH. A horrifying screech rips through the air as the demon lunges at its enemy with tremendous speed. The demon lunges as the knights and onlookers are caught in shock. Someone cries out in terror, begging for help. The monstrous demons attack and knights scream in panic. The demon Chancellor clashes with the knight, a blinding light erupting between them. Blue energy engulfs the transformed Chancellor. The situation becomes even more dire. The knight stands firm as a speech bubble states demons infiltrated the castle. Another speech says to kill them all. A loud order echoes as knights face off against the insect-like demons. As the knight fights, the screen cuts to the king as he quietly says, "Oh." The man orders stop. The knight responds with a quiet acknowledgement. He then continues with, "I get that you're loyal." He replies that he doesn't prioritize the royal family, and his loyalty belongs to the queen. The knights are in disbelief, and the king is about to draw his blade as he says, "However." The knight unleashes a powerful strike. Blue energy crackles as the demon screams. The king declares he's in charge of judgments. He believes the same goes for the queen. You need to know your place. The king and knight are on guard as corrupted energy fills the castle. The demon orders to hurry up and eliminate the knights. Someone asks if he's certain. The king replies, "A king does not lie." The king asks what the knight wants. The knight responds, "Command over the soldiers." The queen declares authority to purge evil. She says that she will resolve the issue. An overbearing statement echoes, "Since you are powerless," as the scene shows the aftermath. Whispers spread as the queen declares that she has been granted full authority. Leon Dragonia Lionheart declares himself king and announces, there are demons hidden amongst them. Someone asks what it is. The knight explains that they plan to revolt with the infiltration. With a sinister grin, the man in the suit ominously declares, I'll show you." He orders that from now on, those who aren't evil should throw themselves into the flames. A fire erupts as someone declares they'll show an example to prove their innocence. The crowd screams, realizing the danger they're in. He's gonna kill us all. The old chancellor's face contorts in pain as the demonic energy courses through him. A knight watches the transformation unfold, confused. Someone asks in disbelief if she's all right. Another person questions what the scream was as they see her. The man in the suit orders to watch the body of the soldier as the demon roars. He declares the flames only burn those who are evil. They must thank pedos as they walk through the flames. Silence falls before someone asks what to do. Another wonders if it only burns demons. A man screams at them to hurry. The man in the suit asks if they are all corrupted. Someone screams as a fire erupts. They scream to hurry. With demonic forces surrounding him, the man in the suit stands undeterred. The blonde man says he can smell his enemy. He states he'll punish him and rip his soul. The man screams at the demons, declaring they won't die peacefully. An intense golden aura surrounds him. Demons cover their ears, screaming in pain from an unseen force. The king grits his teeth, unleashing something. The man in the suit yells that they're garbage and arrogant worms. He adds that they feed on the emotions of humans. The suited man is angered by their resistance, questioning if he would allow it. The demon declares that those who resist will die screaming in pain. He asks if he's an insane bastard. Leon eats the meat, chewing thoughtfully. The Grand Duke Dragonia certainly has good taste. He knows what Korean food is. Thank goodness he likes steak and wine. Hari's companion tells her that the Grand Duke is interested in her. Hari blushes, upset that she was only called brave. Suddenly, a maid nervously enters, interrupting the Grand Duke's meal. Why, Your Majesty, I'm deeply sorry. Leon wipes his mouth, recognizing her. You're that swordsman from before. The swordsman happily sits down as a monitor shows her tied up. Leon gives a thumbs up, then asks if the meal was good. Leon explains that he wasn't giving them a hard time because of the food, which wasn't bad. The swordsman, looking flustered, apologizes for her lack of knowledge. Leon waves it off, asking her name. Leon, surprised, asks if her name is Han something. Hari confirms, why yes, my name is Han Hari. Leon's eyes gleam as he realizes, yes, that is right. Hari's only mission was to get him to join the Hunter Association. Hari thinks that they need to get him to join their country. With the king's permission, South Korea could care for him. Despite any support, they can't let him join another country, so Leon sits back, declaring he has a duty to fight. He wants to be an honorable knight, affiliated with the Hunter Association. However, a king cannot be a soldier for another nation's military. Leon declares he will create his own knight order. Hari could only nod, a camera watching her every move. Hari asks what the higher-ups said. They need to give him as much support as possible. She can't believe the association has to bow down to the guilds. Now that she mentions it, the Phoenix Guild. Suddenly, a message pops up, warning of a dungeon break at the Hanam Plains. The message continues, saying a granary dungeon break means food production stops. Hari wonders if the Phoenix Guild, home of the S-rank hunter Lee Yongwon, is involved. Someone thinks they have a different plan. Hearing the association discuss the Phoenix Guild, Leon furrows his brows. Phoenix Guild, those sons of bitches, he thinks. Leon senses the danger of the dungeon break, knowing it infects the land. Leon glows with immense power as he stands up. Are you well? He asks. Suddenly, a blast of energy erupts as an unknown figure watches Dragonia Castle. A figure in a cloak watches. In the distance, a dungeon of monsters and gnarled trees lies open. An explosion opens a gateway at the Hanam Plains. Hunter Lee Yongwon, what's happening? At the Hanam Plains, S-rank hunter Lee Yongwon confronts the association. Are you from the association? At the Hanam Plains, the association members realize the Phoenix Guild is responsible. This bastard. The Phoenix Guild makes huge profits off the gates and monster byproducts. An association member exclaims Lee Yongwon must close the gate immediately. If they wait, it's 1 week. Lee Yongwon smirks. He explains the authority will transfer over to him. Raiding will be difficult now. Lee Yongwon scoffs at the association's concerns. They will try to stop him by tomorrow, but he wonders what will happen. A stern voice echoes, I don't know, why are you being so childish? Lee Yongwon calls the association shallow and old-fashioned as Leon approaches. Lee Yongwon is surprised by Leon's presence. Leon calmly says, I only permitted you to call me by my title, woman. Lee Yongwon, enraged by Leon's statement, demands, be quiet. How dare a person like you speak? Lee Yongwon is furious as Leon's power flares. He threatens, do you want to die? Someone shouts to stop Lee Yongwon. The association realizes Lee is a survivor. Lee Yongwon suddenly calms down, stating he was rude. He introduces himself as from the Phoenix Guild. Did you come from the association? Leon reiterates that he will not repeat himself. Tell him the problem, just summarize it. The association members are excited, wondering if Leon will help. But Hari is terrified, realizing what's happening, a dungeon break. Demonic energy corrupts the land, preventing crops from growing. The Hanam Plains, a vital granary, is in critical danger. Hari explains the solution is to purify the dungeon and eliminate the threat. Leon replies, I understand. Leon says the infected land and the growth of the gate are the problems. He tells Hari to call her forces. Leon declares that when the time is up, he will handle the gate personally. Leon knows a king from another country can't do what he wants. He needs permission from this nation's king first. Hari tries to placate the situation, saying everything will be all right. She knows there's a process. Leon, now enraged, commands Lee Yongwon to send word to his king. A servant hesitantly calls out to Leon, who acknowledges her preparations. They ask how he plans to use them. Leon states that the land is infected and needs to be purified. A servant confirms that the wives made the requested straw dolls. What will Leon do with them? Leon approves of the preparations. He instructs everyone to present the straw dolls. Leon is aghast, the straw doll radiating ominous energy. Hari and the servants are confused by his dramatic reaction. Leon is injured as the straw doll backfires. He shouts, "How disgraceful, didn't you say you had given birth?" As the straw doll disintegrates, Leon is in disbelief. It was the 89th woman, an old married woman. The women are shocked to see the straw doll looking completely normal. It's still incredible. Leon asks the woman how many children she has. She replies, 12. He says it is the origin of life. The screen in Leon's hands lights up. The conditions have been met. The Holy Grail, the mother of this abundant land, begins to glow. Attendants state, "The people of this earth are offering you this doll of harvest." Leon looks disturbed. As the Holy Grail glows brighter, it emits a powerful energy. Leon stares intently, knowing its power is now at its peak. Hari is shocked to see the Holy Grail filling with water by itself. The sun rises, casting a red light on the clouds as the Holy Grail glows. A new day is wanting to start, however, the sun that is rising today. The water in the Holy Grail begins to spill, overflowing and blessing the land. They all bow before what seems to be the great Earth Mother, Demira. Demira warns them that the new land is under attack by evil forces and is being contaminated. Someone refutes Demira, stating that divinity is absent and the land impure. A voice echoes that mortals are flawed, full of imperfection. The young Leon asks what comes next, lost in thought. The voice continues, stating it's easy to blend with swordsmen. Conqueror's authority is divine. The voice declares it will make sure duty and authority are equal. They will lead the ignorant until a new pantheon arises. Demira's radiant hands glow as she asks if they have a favor to ask. She declares they are always ready. They plead with Demira, knowing she doesn't desire it, to purify the land. Demira calls them her champion, but Demira explains that the earth is not of her body. The crops of the land glow golden in the light, pulsing with energy. Demira grants their wish, declaring that everything on earth will be their ally. Suddenly, a large explosion erupts in front of them, forcing them to halt their advance. The blonde-haired man yells, "Watch and learn," to those ignorant and unknowing. A divine presence envelops the earth, blessing the world with its ethereal light. The crops flourish, give birth and prosper. That is the righteous duty of a living being. Looking over the horizon, the man says, "This fertile earth," as he gazes over the flourishing crops. The man pauses among the wheat, looking intently at the crops. He yells, "Everyone, do not be fooled," worried at the state of the blessed earth. Someone yells that crops grown with magic are poisonous. I'm sure you know that. A voice booms, "Do not dirty the goddess with your light tongue." The red-haired man curses, realizing his plan is being ruined. "I can't let that happen." He'll expose their lies, but they need proof and cooperation for the people's sake. The men call them the appraisers. One of them prepares to take action and says, "Then, I'll begin." A wave of bright blue energy washes over the crops, eliciting shock. Someone gasps, trying to process the immense power radiating around them. This is. The appraiser exclaims that all the rice is rare rank. It can even cure terminal illnesses, including cancer. The group is shocked by the appraisal's result. "Really?" Another confirms, "Yes, really." He pauses, thinking, then orders someone to get a pot from the chief's house. He's planning something. The appraiser is shocked. "No way." He holds the rice in his hands. The appraiser reveals that the rice has stamina and mana recovery properties. How can simple rice be worth so much? The man tells her to finish chewing before speaking. She chews quickly, embarrassed. He exclaims he ate a bug out of curiosity. Confused, he states he also got a buff from it. Everyone yells in confusion. The blessing seems to affect everything. He believes if everything's blessed, a free reinforcer wouldn't be strange. Get as many as you can. The Hunter Association's raiding team's motivation has increased as the man says, "Yes, dear goddess Demira." He reflects on his actions, saying, "It seems like I have done what I needed to do here. I should go back." A voice booms from the sky, "Forget the divine love you have given us." A small girl collapses after seemingly receiving the blessing of the goddess. The red-haired woman is asked what the divine power is. She responds that she is not sure. The man speaks to the earthlings, reminding them a proper world is made with divine power. Soldiers are full. Above, a gate looms while below someone asks, "Guildmaster, will it be okay?" The red-haired man is infuriated. He curses the survivor bastard, ruining their plan. Someone wishes for the man to die in the gate. He overhears and thinks, that's not a bad idea. Someone asks the guildmaster if everything will be all right as a gate looms above. The guildmaster assures him not to worry, saying the gate's already raided. Someone realizes they are being played. There's only one A rank, Han Hari. The red-haired man smiles with malicious intent, stating, meaning, they will definitely fail, inside the gate. A menacing figure with glowing eyes descends. A monster is arriving in the gate. The title card appears, an eerie cave is lit by a mysterious light. Leon's determined footsteps echo through the cave. As he leads his... The armored Leon stares ahead as Gothic explains, most gates close after boss defeat. Hari, unable to tell Leon that they usually gang up, thinks about his desire for a duel. Leon notices many monsters and skeletons littering the dungeon floor. Hari says it's the characteristic. Hari explains that the monster count decreases after clearing gates, but not always. Sometimes skeletons and zombies appear. The group realizes that monsters respawn until the boss is defeated. Interesting, Leon thinks. Hari nervously glances at a pink magical screen. It's probably a necromancer that controls the skeletons, I think. Suddenly, a pink screen shows a warning. A dungeon break has begun, with a 3-hour time limit. Furious, Leon yells, "Li Yongwen, you bastard!" at Hari, demanding to be informed of risks. A menacing Dullahan on horseback appears, radiating a powerful, chilling aura. The pink screen flashes a warning, "Defeat the Dullahan commander, time remaining 2 hours and 58 minutes. Skeletons stand ready." The soldiers exclaim that there are too many, asking about potion distribution. Leon prioritizes the upper ranks. Leon commands snipers to eliminate ranged monsters first, and shield users to block the advancing skeletons. Preparing for battle, Leon faces the horde and says, "Good luck, you fuckers." A soldier braces himself against a horde of undead. With a shout, he clashes against the skeletons. As the battle begins, Leon realizes, they're stronger than I thought. However, Leon confidently declares the skeletons are not too much for a B-rank tank to handle. Leon is shocked, damn it, for mere skeletons to actually have advanced spells. Wanting to draw the skeletons' attention, Leon's party shouts and yells, taunting the horde. The soldiers scream, "Sir," as a powerful magic circle decimates the approaching skeleton horde. Despite the overwhelming attack, Leon grits his teeth, insisting it's just a sting. He also mentions his gear being expensive. Staring up in awe, Leon sees the heavily armored Dullahan before him. A massive, devastating magical attack slams into Leon's party. He shouts in surprise. The party is hit, they cry out from the force, coughing on the ground. Amidst the chaos, Hari shouts for Section Chief Kim to rally the team. The group also worries about Assistant Manager Han. Hari's party coughs up blood, realizing they need help. Reserve forces must move now to stop the Dullahan. The survivors cry out, "My lord, please help us." Even the great King Lionheart is struggling. A voice states that a king should never join a small battle like this. Leon reacts in shock and confusion, demanding an explanation. A companion tells Leon to look for ways to build your honor. He retorts he can't believe he has to fight the skeletons. The party questions Leon's intentions. He proclaims, "I don't have time to waste." Leon ponders how the undead move. A speech bubble shouts, "We need to stop the Dullahan first." Someone answers that they'll take care of the boss. A soldier yells out to support Section Chief Kim and the remaining allies. The skeletons approach, their blue eyes burning with malice. They prepare to attack with renewed vigor. Hari leaps into action, slicing through the air at the armored Dullahan commander. The Dullahan's attack hits Hari, launching her backwards with immense force. Hari gasps, shocked that the Dullahan blocked her attack. Clicking her tongue in frustration, she resolves to separate it from the horde. The Dullahan's decapitated head suddenly blocks Hari's vision as she thinks, "What the?" The Dullahan's armored fist slams down. Hari questions, "What kind of undead fights like this?" Hari reels from the Dullahan's powerful counterattack, barely managing a cough. Hari, relieved to have separated the Dullahan, exclaims, "Thank God, I managed to separate it." A massive explosion erupts as Hari hears, "Sorry, the range of my skills are just too large." Hari shouts, "I got it," as she prepares to strike the Dullahan again. With determination in her eyes, Hari raises her blade, certain she can defeat it. With speed and precision, Hari parries the Dullahan's strike, creating a shower of sparks. She will not lose. The Dullahan managed to block her strike with the blunt side of its blade. Hari recognizes its stance. With renewed focus, Hari prepares to clash with the Dullahan once more. Staggering back, Hari grunts, The Dullahan's imposing power is impressive. The Dullahan claps its hands together, recognizing Hari's skill despite fighting one-handed. It thinks she was a knight. The skeletons stand before a knight in dark armor. He is surrounded by the undead army. The knight scoffs, suggesting the hero relies on dual wielding. He declares single sword fights are not proper. Leon hesitates as a knight underling nervously informs him, Dullahans must be beheaded to die. The knight Leon looks confused by the information. He asks, "So, is that important?" Someone wonders how Leon will defeat the Dullahan without beheading it. Leon answers, "It doesn't matter. A knight's honor decides victory." Sir Gothic, the first knight of the goddess of light and justice, appears. Sir Gothic raises his sword, a light emanating from it. "I sanction this," he declares with conviction. Sir Gothic declares it's an honorable night for a challenge. Leon faces the Dullahan. He prepares his sword, ready to strike with honor. Leon unleashes a powerful, glowing strike against the Dullahan's neck. His knightly determination is unwavering. Leon's strike connects with the Dullahan. A burst of blue light explodes from the point of impact. The Dullahan is struck by Leon's attack. He is sent back by the impact. The Dullahan reels from the force, its form flickering with ethereal blue energy. "Erg," it grunts. The Dullahan stumbles back, its spectral head now engulfed in blue flames. The powerful impact of Leon's strike reverberates outwards. The Dullahan is audibly in pain. The spectators are shocked by the power. Someone yells, "Your Majesty." Leon is focused, analyzing his opponent. The crowd is in disbelief. What, did you just see that?" they exclaim. The crowd is amazed and bewildered by the strike. Hari is the only one who understands what truly happened. He shifted balance using the sword guard. He even landed a cross-cut attack. The Dullahan is stunned, a voice shouts twice. The Dullahan is shocked at being overpowered. The crowd yells, "Get back into position." It had been a while since someone had requested a duel like a proper knight. The Dullahan roars with magical blue flames. It shouts nonsense. People see Leon, a knight with posture and experience. He yearns for honor. The Dullahan readies himself. He declares, "I'll try to take that sword attack." Leon hits the Dullahan again with his blade. He hears a voice shouting thrice. The narrator acknowledges him as the pinnacle of an honorable knight. Will he continue fighting the Dullahan? Leon wants to battle Dullahan. He doesn't want necromancy powers, only as a knight. Another hit lands. Leon swings with precision. "This is how a knight should fight," he says proudly. Leon remembers how he used to wander the world with honor, only his blade against knights. The Dullahan's spectral form is hit by the fourth powerful strike. Leon remembers something he had forgotten to do. The voice acknowledges the 10th strike. He questions about memories of a past life. The Dullahan is surprised by Leon's power. "You have returned me to past." The Dullahan grunts, "GRR," visibly overwhelmed by Leon's relentless attacks. He is surrounded by his skeletons. The Dullahan focuses his magical energy. Will it withstand Leon's relentless strikes? The Dullahan wonders how long he has been causing destruction. He laments his repetitive, unhonorable fights. The Dullahan's head falls to the ground. A voice declares like this, "There can be no greater joy." Someone thinks it's amazing that Leon regained honor. They say they'll pray for him. The Dullahan is defeated but wants to rest. "If you believe in a god, I wish he'd rest your soul." A radiant figure speaks, "I wish to someday meet you a great night at the banquet hall of the gods." Suddenly the Dullahan is enveloped in a blinding light. It cries out. The light engulfs the Dullahan's body. With a final surge, its form dissipates into nothingness. It is finally at peace. With the Dullahan defeated, Leon is greeted by his team. They arrive in a van. People are in awe because he kept his promise. They think he really ended it with a duel. A spectator wonders if that was the divine power. It explains the undead's disappearance. A knight lives for honor. It comes from actions and will. Leon's actions will prove his honor. The Dullahan's honorable end is declared. Someone wants to scavenge the loot. The aftermath reveals the Dullahan's magical power. An observer shouts, "Whoa, look at this. It's tremendous mana." An ally notes the Dullahan's greatsword and cape are here too. Leon looks serious. A greedy person sees the Dullahan's drop. He changes his mind. This is garbage. Wulfric looks at the Dullahan's items. He frowns, saying this kind of item only causes chaos. She sighs, pushing the food cart along the hallway, and then complains, "Ugh. It's only been 4 days since Leon returned to Earth. A lot has happened and she is tired." Leon declares that a king does not count coins, it's beneath him. Ariana seems unamused. Leon drops a truth bomb, 19 trillion. He demands 90% of everyone's yield as a tithe. Leon states that as a follower of the goddess, no one should worry about hunger. The rice vendor and his wife are shocked. 150 million for 80 kg. How much do we even have after tithes? Leon is furious and demands a luxurious bed and constant servant attention. Hari had to search 5-star hotels until 2 a.m. just to get a suite room. Ariana begs him to sleep. They compromised for a painting or ceramic piece. That brings us to the present. Han Hari is at the door asking to enter. Ariana brings in breakfast, announcing it's time for His Majesty to eat. Leon grunts in response and asks if she has eaten. Ariana urges Leon to eat well and not skip meals. He is about to eat a feast. Leon eyes the feast before him but decides on a sandwich later. Hari enters and Ariana offers him a seat. Tension rises. Ariana stammers, calling him Your Majesty. She wonders if Leon will share the meal with them. She giggles, anticipating a meal together. Leon questions Hari, asking what he is doing instead of preparing the ribs. Ariana, confused, stutters that she thought they were going to share. Leon replies, "In which country do kings and peasants dine together?" A voice says the Hunter Association will give them support and funding. Hari sarcastically says, "How considerate." Leon tells them not to ask for too much as a guest, leaving the distribution of loot to them. Hari is told to take care of it but wants Leon's cape. The driver announces their arrival. "We're here, Your Majesty. This place is close to the Hunter Association." Hari and Ariana show off the facilities to Leon. "It's not bad, is it, Your Majesty?" she asks. Leon simply grunts. Leon spots a peculiar rock arrangement and questions, "What the hell are those?" Someone enters the room calling out for Hari. A newcomer with 2 associates enters, disrupting the moment. "This should have been a secret," a woman demands. "Who are you?" The newcomer chuckles, calling it a coincidence. He is Park Jonchan from Dujung Group. Ariana gasps, "D Dujung Group." Dujung Group is one of the top 3 chaebol groups in the nation. The director smirks, calling Hari survivor. Park Jonchan's subordinate exclaims that Leon knew they were coming. Jonchan greets him, smiling eerily. Park Jonchan looks down at Leon, asking a mere merchant, wants a handshake. The association will provide this place for a year, including utilities and rent. Ariana breathes a sigh of relief as Leon dismisses Park Jonchan. She knows information regarding survivors is supposed to be top secret. Hari is surprised by this as well. Ariana questions why Park Jonchan would want to see Leon. Hari retorts, there's only one thing a merchant would want. The narrator emphasizes the rice, because of Hanam Plains, due to the urgent situation the information leaked. A streamer recorded the earlier situation. The association asked him to delete it. He uploaded it again. The streamer looks at the phone again, now in anger. Was he, Farmer Mr. Park, he says, now realizing. Park Johnson is furious, calling Leon an arrogant little savage. He is on a call confirming the rice's effects. The scientist is skeptical about the rice's effect on humans. You haven't even tested it on humans. The director's investigation into the rice field owner yields surprising results. A dying dog recovers and people feel better. The scientist explains how the Hanam Plains rice cured many diseases. Park Johnson smirks, confirming I see, so it does work. Park Johnson is even more furious at Leon, only if it weren't for that psycho bastard. Park Johnson expresses his frustration, slamming his hand on the table. He dares to look down on us. The Night King is back with a god in tow. It's the next exciting chapter. Leon back on Earth has set 3 goals, the first to spread faith. Though many gods are worshipped, divine power on Earth is non-existent. Instead, humans are sick and the land is contaminated. To reform the Knights Templar in this world, divine power isn't available. These knights wield divine power, bringing terror to evil. What could be next? To massacre all evil, he must recover divine power, raising the Knights Templar. Leon has a strong need to spread his faith. Raising the Knights Templar may be too much to ask, but it doesn't matter to him. A noble drinks wine, thinking about his duty, as his aide informs him someone wants to meet. The noble thinks there is no reason to refuse a meeting request. It's been accepted. The meeting is underway as someone says, "Thank you for permitting this meeting, Your Majesty." Arjun thinks to himself as the meeting begins. He prepares to analyze who is present. Arjun, though annoyed, will do what's needed for his kingdom. With the meeting underway, they present a small gift. As the meeting unfolds, a gift is presented. Please accept it. The menacing figure smiles, confident he will make him beg. But Leon agrees, all right, I'll take it. Leon is nonchalant, causing them frustration. The noble thinks he is doing them a favor. The mysterious figure urges Leon to check the gift. Hanhari, open it, Leon orders. Hanhari follows orders and opens the strange box. The box is unlocked with a sharp clicking sound and light erupts. It is finally opening. The box opens to reveal some kind of weapon. Hanhari is in shock. Leon smirks, amused by their boasting. The figure then gestures to the weapons and tells him to choose one. These are unique rank items. The menacing figure boasts these will be of great help to you. Hanhari is shocked. I've only ever seen these through YouTube videos. Leon asks where he is supposed to use these low-rank weapons. Hari is in shock, confused. The noble questions how could a good sword be made without blessing. He asks Leon if they hunt beasts. The noble is in shock as the man claps, his face pale. You're unfaithful merchant, it's a misunderstanding. Leon thinks merchants must always brag. He grabs a weapon, deciding to test it out regardless. The nobles are shocked as Leon pulls a sword seemingly from thin air. The noble wants to see Leon's swordsmanship. Hari responds nervously as everyone awaits his response. The menacing figure asks if Hari wants to test the unique rank weapons. She looks surprised by the sudden question. Then suddenly, Hari and the nobles are surprised as a weapon is revealed. The sword Hari admires has been crafted by master craftsman Park Jincheol. It is named Dawn. Hari grasps the Dawn sword, feeling its incredible power course through her. Hanhari is nervous. See, can I really use this? The noble scoffs. Why do you need permission to swing a toy? As Hari tests the sword's power, a blinding aura surrounds her. This raw power overwhelms her. With the power of Dawn flowing through her, Hari prepares to strike. Here I go, she shouts, ready to unleash its energy. A blinding light surges forth. With a swing of the sword, a blinding light shatters the world around her. Hari looks surprised as everything shatters around her. The nobles are caught in the blast, saying, After seeing the destruction, Leon assesses the situation. It's worse than I thought, what a waste of time. Leon's gaze pierces through them, unimpressed. The nobles stutter in shock, the dawn broke. The noble is shocked by the power of the sword. A man interrupts, "I would like patent rights over the rice grains." The nobles respond to the sword's destruction. One noble blurts, "What?" while another says, "We'll pay for it, of course." The noble reveals the rice grain's worth according to his analysis, 180 billion won. The man is furious. He yells, "You imbecile merchant, you dare insult divinity." The man is shocked that the merchant dares defy him so openly. The man realizes he might die as a massive lion with glowing eyes appears. The merchant scoffs, calling him a fool. He cowers, sweat dripping as he falls, uttering, "I really don't know my mistake." The man mocks him, saying, "How ignorant and uncivilized can you be?" The merchant coughs up blood as he is flung away. The man speaks of blessings to the farmers, not something that can be bought. Leon, unfazed, asks why he desires gifts from a goddess he doesn't believe in. The merchant clenches his fist. Leon scoffs, questioning if they should have let the merchant go so easily. His subordinate defends the merchant's influence, but Leon dismisses him. He asks if what he requested is ready. His subordinate mentions the Hunter Association's call, and if Leon plans to test too. Leon asks if she wants to test him, the king. She is confused, asking why he went then. He wanted to find soldiers and test them himself. The mysterious woman smiles with dark intent, demanding, "Make it possible." A figure speaks from off-panel, "Tilde, you're here this year too." The man introduces himself as team manager Kim Do-han. Another man asks if he's here for a retest. Kim Do-han is surprised by the other man's question. He thinks to himself, before being told he works hard. Kim Do-han laughs nervously. He replies that he will have to try his best. Kim Do-han invites him to join his team, boasting even untalented people reach C rank, despite being D rank for 10 years. Kim Do-han thinks about his family. Dungeon raids barely pay the bills, but he can't give up. Kim Do-han is determined to reach C rank and not be a burden. People wonder if he is European or just a foreign worker. Someone observes Kim Do-han. He thinks, he looks like a royal though. Kim Do-han turns around after hearing someone call out to him. An older man asks him how he is doing. Kim Do-han is confused by the man's intense stare. The other man looks on, bewildered. The older man whispers that his Korean is a bit weird. The other man agrees, as Kim Do-han wonders what that means. Someone stares at Kim Do-han with shining eyes. The old man asks, "What is it?" The man asks if Kim Do-han is hurt. Kim Do-han clutches his chest, struggling to breathe, claiming something is pushing him. Suddenly a paper flies to the screen, reading, "Number 57 Gu Disung SSI." As the man heads towards the interview room, he mutters, seemingly deep in thought. A woman asks if he is okay, as he nervously says he is. He is disappointed. An internal monologue speaks of how the people here are either low rank or just awakened. Leon's number is called. Someone thinks he can't expect much at the beginning. Leon walks in the room. Leon's name is called. The staff are shocked by Leon's cold demand while he seems confused. Someone asks Leon to place his hand on the measuring device. This is for the test to see his rank. Up above, Leon stares intently. Inside the room, someone looks at the tablet and says, "Fool." Someone nervously asks if he's sorry for something. Leon scoffs, wondering how a peasant dares test his honor. Leon scoffs at the measuring device. He thinks the judges are abysmal, as he was looking for soldiers. Up above, someone wonders if H-heads are hunting so openly. He says there is no one he likes. The man says real skills come through consistent training and realistic situations. He'll go take a look. Someone asks if anyone feels dizzy. They are at the Soul Gate. The speaker states this year's strength measurement was not much different. He is determined to get better results here. The man tells Jinmi to turn off her phone. Someone observes them, commenting about two newbies. Someone off-screen thinks the air is nice here. He assumes everyone here is C or D rank. Someone recognizes Leon, musing he is the foreign laborer from earlier in the lobby.